A bad porn name. Deepwood.
Deepwood.
Yeah.
Deepwood's sweet.
It's overused.
Oh, you know what?
Deep notch.
Deep member.
Shallow wood.
Wide
What?
grain.
Old pop can.
Fucking cheese wheel.
I've never heard that one before.
Probably going to hear a lot of things you've never heard
Cheese
before on this
wheel.
one, Fred.
Cheese
Everybody
wheel,
talks
he
about being
says.
able to touch the bottom and not the sides, but what if you can touch the sides and not the bottom?
Cheese wheel.
What are you, a can of Skull?
Make sure you pack me first.
All right, well,
Coming in hot.
coming in. On that note,
Anyways.
we got Dusty's back and Champ. I don't know why do I have to call you Champ? Can I call you Champ? Is that allowed?
So, yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay.
What's the story? Is the story behind that? That's from Louisville, Kentucky, like 3 or 4 years ago, isn't it?
Where?
I love that he doesn't
You
even know the
remember-
story.
Where?
He's like, I don't
When
even know
we
what.
went to
No, I don't.
Louisville, Kentucky,
I absolutely do not.
you were definitely there. Anyway,
This
Allegedly.
will all be data masked later.
Allegedly.
just bleep it out.
Yeah.
So and so was there, and we were in such and such.
It's like
allegedly.
CIA.
Is that
records.
where Champ started, though?
Yeah,
I think so.
What happened was we were walking down the street to go to a bar or something, and this homeless guy came up and was asking us all for money. Well, Corey was there, his brother, and Corey, for whatever reason, he pulls a wad of cash out of his pocket, which is however many hundreds of dollars.
Probably a lot.
Yeah, and he goes, "I'll tell you what, buddy, if you can take this from me, you can have it." And the guy's like, "Oh, let's do it right now." So they're just yelling at each other as they're walking down the street. They're just screaming like obscenities at each other, and I'm just behind Corey, like trying to rile him up because I was like, "Dude, it'd be cool if he knocked out a bum. Like that's kind of sweet."
Or the opposite.
Or if the bum
Right.
like was like a
Hell
BJJ
yeah.
black
I'd
belt.
I'd
Either
get
way.
the money out of my wallet then too. So I'm just screaming there behind him, like trying to rile him up to get him going. I'm like, "Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ!" And then for whatever reason after that, he just started calling me champ, even though I called him champ. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the first homeless guy that he encountered.
I don't
Dude,
know.
you remember
He's
the homeless
encountered
guy?
homeless
I thought you
we
weren't
went to
there.
dinner. What was that?
No, that's what I heard these stories. Come on, allegedly.
Oh yeah.
You remember that,
was-
TCIA dinner we went to, and we're all pretty tuned up afterwards,
Oh,
and
dude.
we're walking, and I think I'm like behind
Yeah,
everybody else.
yeah.
I kind of got my head down, I'm a little buzzed up, and it's kind of a colder evening. We're all walking along, and they saw this homeless guy sleeping on a bench under like a tarp. And so they yell at him or whatever. Well,
That's
he's
nice
like
of
a
him.
delayed reaction. This dude sets up like the fucking crypt keeper and scares the shit out of me, dude.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about the first homeless guy. Do you remember that? When we came out from drinking those fishbowl margaritas?
In the story.
Oh
Allegedly.
yeah. And then who was it? Somebody was
It was Corey.
thrown up in the potted plants
Maybe.
side of the
Yeah.
street on Main Street.
Yeah,
Allegedly.
Sounds like Corey.
allegedly. But dude, you remember what he said to the homeless guy that absolutely just he disgusted a homeless guy.
How's that even possible?
Because he's
Well,
throwing up in the plants?
No, he told him he said, "I'll suck your dick."
Dude, I don't remember that. I remember we were in that Mexican restaurant. We were just carrying on and having a good time, and some dude came up and he was like, "Hey, like, I'm here with my family," and we're like, "Oh no!" And we turn around,
We
and they're
didn't-
right behind
Oh,
us.
yeah.
We're at the bar.
Mm.
The place is totally cleared out, other than us 4 degenerates at the bar.
because we cleared them out.
Right, laughing and carrying on. This guy's sitting there with like his 5-year-old daughter or whatever and his wife, and we're like, "Ooh, sorry, buddy. Like, we'll keep it down."
Yeah, I think we paid for his meal and we hightailed it out of there.
Yeah, we did. We got out of there real fast.
That was nice of you guys.
The other
was
thing
nice.
in Charlotte that Corey did was I believe he puked on the federal building.
Yeah.
I think I saw a picture of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's pictures of that.
Yeah.
You remember racing
that a
those
crime?
scooters? Oh yeah, probably in a couple states.
I wasn't there for the scooter racing. I think that was right before we got there because me and Josh came late.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
those
yeah.
bird scooters.
Mhm.
Those are sweet.
Jesse really made that trip awesome for
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then he got locked out and he slept out in the parking garage all night.
you. Yeah, it smelled like piss in that elevator. I think he pissed himself.
He said he came back at like 4 a.m. He was like, "I was knocking on the door, nobody let me in." We're like,
Fuck that guy.
"Dude, you know what he did? Me and Josh went to this nice club where everybody, or me, him, and Jesse went to a nightclub where everybody's wearing like the headphones, and you could pick which DJ you wanted to listen to. So everybody's dancing like out.
Whoa, wait. That's a thing?
That's a thing.
It was,
never-
That was a
it
thing
was
like
weird.
2 years ago.
So are they're like Bluetooth headphones and everyone's like dancing to their
Yeah,
own
you gotta
tune?
like pay to rent them and
Mhm.
shit.
That sounds really weird.
It was pretty
It was
weird.
kind of cool though. And then they're playing different music over the speakers for people without the headphones. And they like light up and all that shit too, or whatever. So it's kind of like a rave. It's kind of baller. Well, me, Jesse, and Josh are there. I think Corey's there. Corey bugged out with some of the people from a company that we were down there with, and me and Josh were like, "Yeah, dude, we'll meet up with you." And then Jesse starts talking to these people. It's like 3 girls and 3 guys, and they're all clearly with each other. And me and Josh didn't hang around for long. We're like, "All right, man, we're going to meet up with Corey." And he's like, "Dude, I got 3 girls right here." We're like, "Cool, dude. You know those are their boyfriends, right?" He's like, "Dude, I'm telling you right now." We're like, "All right, man, you have fun." And then we didn't see him until 4 a.m.
Well,
9 a.m.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, 9 a.m.
I think there's something to be said about the Parsons and homeless people though as
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
because I think there was somebody that was trying to bite a homeless person's dog at one point.
I forgot about that. Oh shit! I thought you were going somewhere else. Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh,
Do you remember that now?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
It was like it's like 7 o'clock in
Are
the
the
morning.
Parsons just magnets for homeless people?
Well,
and dogs.
and dogs.
So
And dogs.
Homeless dogs.
we were
Homeless
at Bourbon Street. It was like 7 a.m.
yeah,
or something.
sun was coming up, and
They were
washing.
they were
the
washing the street. They were washing Bourbon Street. And this dude, we were buying hot dogs, and this hobo's got this cute little dog, and he's trying to buy this hot, and this dog was dirty. You know what I mean? I was like, "Yeah, I'll buy you a hot dog." I said, "I don't want that dog. A
I think
dog
you
for a
told me you
dog."
give him like $75.
Yeah, I just kept going up $20, $40. How hungry are you? I want that dog. You want a dog? Let's do a deal. Let's make a deal. He wouldn't make a deal. He wasn't very hungry.
He obviously was not very
No.
hungry. He was just trying to get something.
I forgot about that.
You like tell me deal or no deal?
That was a good trip.
I was surprised he didn't end up selling that dog.
I know.
Aliens. Excuse me. Sorry.
No,
You just jump right into the aliens
No,
then?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
You
I
want to? Hey, have you seen? Let's
Let's
do it.
Here we
Have
go.
you seen? I watched it this week. Missing 411,
Oh god. Yeah.
bro.
We talked about that on the show before.
Oh, shit.
So a guy brought it up, and I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Oh, that sounds like a really interesting story."
Uh huh.
So I watched it, and like 7/8, the whole like 7/8 of the way through, I'm like, "This is fucked up. This is a crazy story. Like I can't believe this."
Yeah.
And then they started talking about Bigfoot right at the end. I'm like,
Wait, which one did you watch?
The Hunt. Was it The Hunted? I think Missing 411, The Hunted, where
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
what I watched too. When
it
did they
was-
talk about?
It was right at the end because they talked about like they followed a couple different stories
Mhm.
that like have experienced hunter that was going out there, and
Yeah.
you know he went disappeared. They couldn't find him, and then like 2 months later they find his boots like at a tree, but they still didn't find any body. And then like 6 months later they found something else, and like a year later, I don't know all the timelines,
yeah.
but then like they found the skeleton with all this stuff. Like
yeah.
it was like, how did he get here without any boots in the middle of winter? Like I don't know. And I was like, this is intriguing. I'm
Yeah.
interested in all these different stories. And at the end they started on a Bigfoot thing. And I
Oh,
was,
geez.
Was that like a post credit scene or something
No,
like
I
that?
don't think so. It was
I
like-
didn't see any of that. I don't remember that for some reason.
I don't know, it was right at the end because I remember texting the guy that we talked because he introduced me. I was like, "You son of a bitch!" Like, you had me the whole time. And then they started talking about Bigfoot. I was like, ah.
Isn't that with all of them though? Like ancient aliens, they always have the craziest looking dudes. Like if they just had some normal scientists,
Like
you
a
find-
dude with the hair.
But
I
yeah,
wish
the
I
dude
would-
with the
I don't know
hair.
that guy with the hair.
like you lose all credibility.
Yeah.
He looks like a lunatic.
like you can have a crazy haircut and still be cool. But
Can confirm.
there's some times where you just stop it. Like,
Yeah.
what are you
I
doing?
think they do that deliberately.
Yeah, but you're just discrediting yourself. There's a guy that I saw that lives close to around here. I saw him out there mowing his grass. He has it's like a shaved mohawk. So like it's a mohawk, but it's
Hell
like
yeah.
down all the way. But then it goes into a mullet.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, okay. And then
That's
I
a lot.
realized
How old is he?
he looked to be at least late 30s into 40s.
That's what's up.
Somewhere around there, like
Logistically,
mid
that's a
40s.
lot. It's
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's going wild.
Well, I'm not finished.
Okay.
Oh,
So then he
There's more.
started off.
But wait, there's
Yeah.
more.
Wait, so the sides were completely shaved down into mutton chops.
Mhm.
But then there was a break and he had a Fu Manchu as well. And I'm like, wow, this guy's going for all of the
Everything.
He
zero
covers
fucks.
like 7 decades.
Yeah, I was like, this is all like the zero
time.
fucks
All
given
boxes
haircuts.
checked.
Yeah, I wanted to stop and take a picture of him, but I was kind of nervous.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
that's a guy that doesn't have anything to lose.
Bro, one of two possibilities with that. That guy is single and hasn't had any for a long time, or he fucks 24/7.
I'm going with the number 2.
There's
I
actually a
think-
third option.
No, I think his nuts stay empty. That's without a doubt, man. You have the confidence to pull that off. That guy's carrying around a Great Lakes can, man. That's what's happening. I'm telling you.
Third option,
boy.
bro.
Yeah,
Could be your real dad.
that's true. Hey, man, it sounded like a gray haircut, and I got gray hair, so yeah. Bro, that's nothing. My neighbor, early 60s, balding flat top, okay? You can
Ooh.
see into it. Rat tail out the back.
Ooh. That's
Rocking.
a bold move.
It's rocking.
That's a
what
bold
it is.
move to
It's
a rat
rocking.
tail.
See
I'll
if it
tell
works
you.
out for him, Cotton.
It's working out good, I think. It looks good, man.
What'd you do with that Kula?
What do you want, bro?
One of
You want,
those.
old son?
I got the Southern Tier over here if you want something.
What you need? You want
There's a
some,
bit
burning
of
river?
everything.
It surprised me. Kula. I like it a lot better now without that light.
Oh, let's
Last
take you
time
to
I
the
was
moon.
here,
Some
I
heat
couldn't
spread.
really pin it down. You got these two big sweaties over here looking at me with that light, and I'm like, man, I think I've been here before. And then I realized
No, that was Dave.
I felt like I was on the wrong end of a casting couch situation.
Jesus.
Here, I thought you were going to go back to like a moment in time that you couldn't talk about while you're overseas.
Yeah. Like I said, it was a casting couch situation.
I figured they were the Dave days you were talking about.
Oh, that's also a possibility.
We don't share memories.
Nobody
Oh,
remembers
that's
Dave.
Dave. I like it.
I actually almost picked some of that up because I
That's
heard
nice.
because you were talking shit about me talking shit
About Great Lakes?
About Great
yeah,
Lakes.
because it's fucking
Yeah.
delicious.
Wait, he was talking shit about
Yeah,
it?
he's on Great Lakes.
Why would
Obviously,
you
you don't
do
listen to the podcast.
No, I was.
There's
I was
so
just
many
yeah.
people that killed to be in my seat right now.
no,
yeah,
no.
There's two
that's-
things I know about this podcast. One, Great Lakes is great, contrary to what he said. And two, I still have a bounty out for Steve Naughton's diary at the bottom of that lake.
Which lake was it?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to get the bottom to. And yes, it's a diary. Look,
was-
a guy can keep a journal or a diary, okay?
Yeah,
But when you put a
Can't keep
chain
up.
around it and sink it to the bottom of a lake, that's a fucking diary.
for sure.
For sure.
What if those are what if he has like the missing plans for Musk's like rockets or whatever, what they need to get to Mars?
Mm.
What
I'm
if he
sure there's some
knows?
rocket-shaped pictures in there.
Jesus Christ.
My,
Oh, that's brutal.
I'm kidding. $100.
Yeah, no, that's not. I don't think that's something I want to. I don't need any of that. I don't want to see it. There's a lot of things you could dredge out of the bottom of a river that I don't.
My let's see how Holly's mom's husband, his name's John. He was a fisherman, but he's decided that's not for him, so he got into magnet fishing, and so he's
Hang on,
Magnet.
mhm,
he's fishing isn't for him,
magnet fishing is
but
the
magnet
new thing.
fishing
Mhm.
now he's in.
So I love it.
Okay.
I follow him on Facebook. He
Oh, he's got a Facebook dedicated to it, or
just
he
his personal page.
he just put it.
Yeah, he's older. He's probably like late 50s or something like that. But so he magnet fishes, and dude, he's dredging up all kinds of shit. And I was like, you realize if you find any gun, it was a murder weapon, or at least used in an armed robbery. But he's pulling up. He found an action to a gun. He found like a microwave the other day, some old signs, all kinds of shit.
That's even smarter. If you kill somebody with a gun, take that bitch apart.
You gotta take it apart.
And
Yeah.
hide it in different spots.
Mhm.
That's what's up. And file off the serial.
Yeah, he's got a
numbers
serious
always.
magnet.
Yeah. That's awesome.
What is he like? Does he like troll with it, like behind a boat? Or is
No,
just
he does like bridges and stuff, and then he's got to come along. So if he gets into something real heavy, he can. I mean, it's
Oh, he's
it's a
even-
serious magnet. Like it's like I think it's like 1,700 pounds.
Jesus,
It's serious, yeah.
it's like one of the, like on an excavator, or like one of those cranes.
Well, I mean, it's just powerful. But so he hooks into something and then he cranks it up.
How do you get into something like that?
I don't
do you
know. I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
I just love that he goes, you know what? This fishing is bullshit.
Yeah, it's fucking
Magnet
boring.
fishing? Okay. Now you got my attention.
Let me
Yeah.
find some junk. Does he drink while he does it? Is that kind of the thing?
Nah, I think he's a recovering alcoholic.
Oh, well, okay. Never
So he
mind.
definitely drinks.
Yeah, so does he drink when he does it?
Oh shit.
Oh, God.
But when you're boat by yourself for hours, what else are you gonna do?
Is he gonna do it on a boat?
Yeah.
No.
He
He had a
just does it
boat, but
from-
he moved it to the shore.
bridges.
Yeah, mostly bridges,
Oh, okay.
old
So he
mills,
doesn't get a
stuff
DUI?
like
That's
that.
perfect for throwing guns in. Like,
She
that's
said so he
pretty
doesn't get a
great.
The
DUI.
perfect- yeah.
Because if you're not operating,
Yeah, you
some
can't
kind
fly
of vehicle,
firearms from the lake. You got to go over the bridges.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah, that's
Well, that's not because you think about it. If you're gonna ditch a gun, the lazy way to do it would be just as you're driving over a bridge, just
Yeah.
chuck it out of the window.
It's the most efficient.
It is efficient.
I mean, if you're not in
be
the
one
system and you
thing,
filed off the serial numbers, you
efficient.
ain't got nothing to worry about.
I don't
I
know
don't know.
about nothing to worry about.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
How they track it? How are they gonna track it?
I think they matched the slug to the barrel.
Okay.
You've never killed anybody.
Well, I'll tell you what, I shouldn't, because when I was 20, I got put in the system officially because I joined the fire department. So
Mm.
yeah, I can't get away with anything.
Mhm.
So
Ooh.
I'm screwed.
I mean, yeah, you probably shouldn't, anyways. It's probably
Right?
not
Yeah.
good.
Hey, not condoning murder at all.
Unless they deserve it. Unless they deserve
They're
it.
really pissed,
Right.
and yeah, they had it coming.
Some people deserve to be murdered.
Some people have it coming,
Or maybe not. I don't know.
it's
But
really up to
probably.
you.
Probably.
That's right.
It is really up to you if you're thinking.
Yeah.
about
Are we talking purge here now?
it.
Is
Or
that
if
what
you're not thinking about it, it's also up to you.
Yeah. Don't murder anybody
Don't-
that doesn't deserve it.
Stop.
That's all he's saying.
I just really want to end murder of people who don't deserve it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Unnecessary murders are outrageous.
I think you should probably run for governor.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good.
Hell of a platform right
Yeah,
there.
that is. Still, it's-
I want to bring down the murder rate for people who don't deserve it.
Yes. Right.
But all those dudes that do deserve it,
Mhm.
You go ahead. Be my guest.
But that guy that didn't pull all the way out in the intersection when there was a green light, and then you had to sit there for a full another cycle of traffic, he needs to die. You are right. You are right for killing him.
No, what about the people that this is my
Unnecessary.
pet peeve. They are too lazy to park in their driveway and walk across streets for the mail.
Dude.
So they pull into opposing traffic to get their fucking mail. Deserve to be murdered.
Dustin, do you remember when that Jehovah Witness guy would come to our house all the time?
Mhm.
Do you remember who he said deserved to be in the Twin Towers?
Yeah, it was like lawyers and
The guys that made cotton T-shirts too damn small.
yeah. Well,
he was a big guy.
and he has a point on both. I mean, realistically, you can't send something pre-shrunk if you're gonna make it all cotton. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same Jehovah Witness that you encountered.
He taught me how to tie a tie.
That
actually.
guy actually deserves to be murdered.
How have you guys had encounters with Jehovah's Witnesses?
Dude,
I
our
haven't.
pops had a great
There's the
relationship.
temple
with
in
him.
Worcester, isn't there? Right off
yeah,
of
yeah.
right by
uh,
the
five
Yeah,
and
they
five.
used to
from
stop
our
by
shop.
their house all the time.
Yeah,
I've never had one.
this dude had this sweet ass
Anywhere ever.
full size van with a system inside. I mean, a nice system, like 6x9s,
Windows
tweeters.
blacked out so you couldn't see
Super
in.
nice. That's
So what,
that's
he's
how
just
good
like-
parents were when we were kids.
A nice single.
I've been in a Jehovah Witness van with the sound system.
Yeah, it has
Was
a
he
s-
blaring like sermons from the Watchtower or something?
Dude,
What?
no,
Like-
he was an audiophile, I believe is the right word.
Oh,
had a nice single
Or whatever, some kind of file.
nice
I
twin
don't
bed
know.
in the back.
Yeah,
was
that's how good
legit.
parenting was.
heart-shaped pillows.
That's how 1990s parenting. Oh yeah, check his van out, kids.
Let me
It'll be
tell you
fine.
about the ultimate love in the universe, kids. Why don't you just
He's
come on
a-
back here?
He's a man of a made-up god that they did 100 years ago. It's fine. He's a good dude.
Bro, what if it was that bed in Austin Powers that rotates?
In the back of the van. Oh, Jesus.
Rick was his name. Nice guy.
Guy's
That
a
sounds like
douchebag.
Rick.
I
Sounds
remember
like
him.
a nice
He was
guy.
a
You guys
great
really
guy.
give him a
douche.
bad rap.
let's
saying
get him
all
on the
shit
show.
ass man. I'm just-
No,
No,
what?
didn't he walk in that like your guys' house at one point when like someone was in the shower and like you just like walked in the house and was like, "Hey guys."
No, I think he pushed. Like I told him I was the only one home, and I didn't feel comfortable talking to me, and he just like pushed the door open and walked in. And you were like,
Yeah.
"I'm gonna fucking kill him."
Yeah.
remember
I
you
think that was
s-
after I was
Do you
gone.
remember you sat on the couch?
Oh yeah.
So the door to the house had a window, and so you could see in. And I don't know, I was down
It was
in
like a
my
screen
bedroom or
door
something.
essentially.
So he was, yeah, it was a screen door. He was knocking, and Fred was like 20 feet away, just sitting right on the couch
Well, yeah.
watching TV.
Yeah, you and
And
your
he
mom
just
both
kept
like
knocking?
saw he pulled in the driveway and both got up and I'm like, yeah, I'm
We
not fucking
left.
leaving. And he's just knocking on the door.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And
we
I'm
used
just
we used
sitting
to
there
hide.
just-
Yeah, we
Yeah,
had,
I just sat on the couch right there, like literally 10 feet from him and just
everyone knew about the Jehovah
just
hiding.
watching TV. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck this
Yeah,
guy.
but it was more fun when you get to hide. You know what I mean? It added a bit of sport to it. Anybody could ignore him, but no, you got to hide.
We would see how long he was.
Yeah,
would
we didn't have a
withstand.
lot going on. We had 3-5, a fuzzy 8. You know what I mean on the TV.
Yeah. It was sitting on top of a
You can only play the floor is lava so
Yeah.
long.
with a TV sitting on top of an old one of those old school like TV cabinets.
Yeah.
Or no, it was the TV was sitting on the floor because you had one. I remember the first time. This is real random now. The first time I came over to the house, she told me, "Don't say anything about the fucking TV."
Oh well, that was a transition period. I
Because the
think.
TV was sitting on the ground
Yeah.
because he was looking for the perfect TV stand.
That was transition period. Yeah.
I'm gonna
That
go ahead
was
and guess
right
this was
before
early
you left.
2000s.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
about the time
No,
all
it
that
was
stuff
like
started happening.
2000.
late.
2 months before
Five?
you left.
No.
Ooh, mid
Six? No,
2006.
2006.
It was
Yeah.
And he was
2006.
doing the power play with the old TV on the floor and the new TV on top of it.
We didn't
No,
have a
no,
new
no.
TV
No,
yet.
so they
No.
got rid of the old TV
Okay.
cabinet, and there's just a TV sitting on the carpet.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Don't say anything about the
Oh, and
TV."
it wasn't even one of those old school like with the wood.
No,
well,
no,
they
no.
just gotten
everything.
rid of that
And so
and
this
gotten a
was
new
just,
TV.
Les
your
would
RCA.
not
Yeah, yeah.
commit to a TV stand.
So he had the
to
new
custom
TV.
He had to
Well,
get
he was
custom
gonna build
built.
one. You
Custom
know?
built one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
Dude, we used to have this VCR. This is the best. And it would go haywire. And I swear to God, it'd be right in the middle of a good movie. And you'd be like, "Dad!" And he'd come up. And I swear to God, he'd grab it. And he'd go, "Bam, bam, 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 bam." And then it would just fix. And we'd had that for years. You know how much a fucking VCR costs? Years we
Back
did this.
then, it was expensive.
Oh, yeah. It was at least $50.
I'm still caught on. You said that Rick, Jehovah's Witness guy, came when you were there by yourself, and you're like, "Hey, yeah, sorry, I'm here by myself, but I'm gonna go get a shower." Did you really
Right.
tell them that?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I was really hung up on
No, that
that.
didn't
You know,
happen.
like how old were like you were 8, right? Like there's no way you were a teenager. Just like, "Hey, yeah, sorry, you can't come in. I'm here by myself. Yeah, leave. I'm gonna get a shower now."
I've
Or-
seen that
I
video.
feel like no. I was
I
gonna
know
say,
exactly what you're talking
Like
about.
Austin was like, "That's just wishful thinking."
Yeah, it's
like,
normally
this is
not
like,
a Jehovah's Witness.
Right.
though. Yeah, it's normally like the paper boy or whatever. Yeah.
It was very obvious.
I thought it was a
no one
pool guy.
home.
Or the painter.
It's
It's a pool, usually a pool guy.
Painter.
Oh, yeah. Or the pipe guy, the plumber.
the plumber.
Oh, yeah, I came to
Fix
I
your
gotta check some
pipes.
pipes or whatever. It's like, well, I got some pipes.
Jesus.
Oh man, I've heard about that video. I've
Yeah.
never-
No, I haven't
about
either.
it. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about it. There's a good one. Yeah.
Before I forget, because the cotton T-shirt thing is reminding me, I'll get you a shirt because I'll forget
Oh,
if I don't get it right now. You an XL, bro? Are those muscles
No, he
big
ain't no
enough? Is that
XL.
what
No,
you
he ain't
are?
no.
I'm
He's
just a
large.
large.
You're just a large,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a large.
like a sausage casing.
Well, what?
Gotcha.
What are you
Like,
trying to say?
a little tight. Like,
Oh, what do
you
you-
look like a big boy.
I've been on a sauce vacation for a while, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Have
Take
you
a
been? Have you
break.
been? You've been doing the rucking more often because you kicked my ass recently. Did you
Well-
hear? Did you hear how much pain I was in?
I could only imagine. Based on, I mean, I think at one point during our ruck, we were doing a 12-mile star course, and I think you were 3/4 of a mile behind at one point.
Yeah.
And then we had to ruck
Thanks a
that
lot.
extra. Well, I mean, Air Force rules. So.
Air Force rules. That's true.
Oh, don't give a shit about people left behind.
Yeah. Yeah. If
Well-
you fall behind, you get left behind.
And then we had to trek around to find our last checkpoint, and we probably ended up rucking like a whole extra half mile, and Fred was not happy about it. I could tell. He didn't really voice it, but the look on his face was I don't know. I'm gonna say defeat. Hell yeah, bro. What we got here? Oh yeah, cat skeleton.
It's the Schrodinger's cat. Oh yeah, no, I was not. It wasn't not that I wasn't happy about it. Because I was not happy from mile 8.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
also about mile 8. We're heading back, and we're getting close to where we started because you kind of star course. You kind of jump all over the place,
Yeah.
right? And I remember thinking, I should just like, if the rules weren't that everybody had to check in to all of the places, I would bail. So
Oh,
these
we didn't tell
guys,
him about that one rule.
No.
Anyways,
yeah. So,
That-
so
that
these
will-
guys
yeah,
could
both,
win.
Both apply. Both apply.
right.
Yeah. So like I was like at mile 8, I was like, you know what? We were still doing pretty good. But I was like, you know what? This is not going to end well. I could just bail. But I'm like, fuck, like everyone has to finish from the team or the team doesn't finish. So kept going. Later I find out that Austin should have known that that was an
Yeah.
option.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can
only-
self-eliminate.
You can have one casualty.
You just can't.
Yeah.
You just can't separate and then both finish.
Right.
Right.
I would have if you would have told me that was like an option, I would have totally let you guys win.
Yeah.
Because I think you guys could have won.
Well, you told me
Nah, they
you
wouldn't
were
have won.
set. You were set on finishing, so I didn't want to I didn't want to be the devil on your shoulder. Going,
He didn't look much
"You
better.
can stop."
No,
Who,
he
me?
was. He
Yeah,
might
I
not.
mean, you
What?
look pretty tired. I'm just saying, from an outsider point of view.
I mean, yeah, I was tired. I wasn't that sore.
He wasn't
Yeah.
me.
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
you
a-
look real bad.
I wasn't.
The best
I
was
tired.
the best
I
was
rocked
me
12
driving
miles,
around.
bro.
I had the kids, and we're just driving around doing recon, looking at all the teams, and just seeing how everybody struggled. And that was enjoyable for me.
It was terrible. But mile 8, I was like,
12 miles is a good test. There's a reason that basic infantry uses that 12 miles as like their gold standard. I've kind of like fallen in love with that distance because it's like it's far enough that it tests your feet, your muscles, your cardio, but it's not so far that you waste like an entire day doing it. It's like the perfect number. in my
I
opinion.
wasted like a week and a half.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh,
But you know what, though? I've had
last minute get
2
in shape for a
injuries.
12-mile ruck or whatever.
No, it was the week and a half after.
Oh,
I've
wasted.
had two injuries
Jesus,
though.
bro.
Well, he hurt his foot.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, yeah,
so
that's
like
right.
the blister was just like when we stopped at like what? That was probably like mile 4
Yeah.
or so. I was like, hey, I'm getting a blister. I just wanted to
Yeah,
I wasn't like hurting, but I was like,
address it. Right.
yeah, I just wanted to address it. And then on the way back, as we're going through like the main port of Worcester, I was like, all right, we're about mile 8 there, and I'm thinking like, well, we got about 2 miles out, then 2 miles back. Like, I don't think this is going to end well. And then we were essentially at that one point where it was like, all right, we have to now go to the furthest point. And I even said, I was like, if we don't go to the furthest point now, I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, because we were screwing around with that one.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm not going to make it. And as soon as like we got about halfway
Go.
to the furthest point, from that point, it was like, this is not going to go well. And then
Uphill.
on the way back, every single step, like my muscles were just like taking turns, just cramping. And I'm like, if I let one of these like lock in to a good cramp, I'm going to be laying on the side of the road here in Worcester, and someone's going to have to come pick me up.
I laugh because I've been there before.
I still remember my
Yeah.
first 12-mile ruck with Andy and Derniette. We went to Mohican. I'd only been rucking for like 3 or 4 weeks, and it was a fucking death march. And what killed me was we saw the cars at one point, and I thought we were done. And you can see the cars, but you turn and go up another hill, and you go like a mile and a half more. And that mile and a half was the worst.
I feel you. That's exactly where I was at, except
Although
mine was
that-
like 3 miles.
That's
That
how
20
it was.
miler, me and you did, we did a 20 miler
That
just
was
on our own one night.
not
And it was a nighttime one.
good.
That was probably the worst I've ever been.
That was worse.
Well, didn't you go with Chase?
Mm-hmm.
Chase
So
so
he left us.
that's the motherfucker. He left.
Yeah.
I realized.
He
I
left
told him.
me too. Yeah, he left me too. Yeah, so I was in the middle. I was going like medium speed. He's high stepping,
Get a
trying to get
medium
like a
pace.
12. Yeah, like a 12.
Yeah, but
12 minute mile. I'm just nice and steady, 15, 16 minutes. Trying to stay in his vision or whatever. And
So
I look back at
yeah.
one point, and he's nowhere.
But we got him back
Yeah.
at that 26 miler in
Chase?
Columbus. Yeah, we got
So
him
maybe
real
that's
good on that
he
one.
was doing it to me.
We got him real good
That's
on
what
that
it
one.
is.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it was probably a mile in as we're walking up those. It's a slight grade into the College of Worcester, and I told her, I said, "Sorry guys, I chose the wrong team." Literally a mile and a half into a 12-mile thing, I said, "Yeah, sorry guys, I chose the wrong team. I apologize."
Honestly,
chose the
that
team that
first,
won
I think
was
that
running.
first mile or two is always the worst. No matter how long I've been doing it, that first couple miles is the worst because you just feel everything, and then after that, you kind of get into like a numb state.
the
always
last
the
mile and a
defense
half.
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely the worst.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I was so like when you said like I got dropped, like I couldn't move any faster because I knew if I moved any faster, I wasn't going to be able to move. Period. Like there was times where I was stopping when you guys had kind of pulled away from me. That like I had to stop and like stretch on like curbs and rocks because I'm like if something locks up, I'm toast. So after we got done with that event, I was like, I need to get home. I need to get some like electrolytes and amino acids, all the things in my body. Because I text Tony and I was like, hey, how long does it take for like rhabdo to set in? Like because there was a point I was like walking and I was just like making my body move. It was just
I think you'd be hard to get rhabdo with just a low.
Well, I just didn't know. I'd never experienced it where like my muscles
I
were
haven't either, but
shutting down, and I kept moving.
with just lower body though, I think you'd
Why
need to do
not?
more full body work.
Why not?
I got big legs.
All right, Tony, you're a doctor.
Yeah.
You could definitely get it from lower.
I'm not saying you can't. I'm not saying you can't.
That's what's up.
I'm not saying you
From
can't.
12 miles, you're asking?
God, see,
I
could
just,
be- I could be a nurse
from
practitioner.
just specifically from rucking. I think it'd be hard pressed.
Oh, I think it depends on the terrain. I mean, if you were pulling some crazy hills,
Yeah,
you could definitely get it from
I
that.
could see getting it from
all
like
about pulling
from
the keys.
squatting, like or
Yeah.
something where you're really. But rucking's, I don't know, it's more tendon work than
Well, that's
anything.
it. But that's the thing. Like my muscles were feeling like they were squatting and pulling terrain because I had to like mentally force them to like you have to keep going like because I can't
Yeah.
just lay here on the sidewalk because that's not what's going to happen. And it was like my legs are not doing well. Like they were shutting down. But then after 2 days, it was just probably dehydration, whatever it was. But like I told you, something happened in my one foot. I couldn't like walk without limping for it was at least a week. It was almost a solid 2 weeks before I'd gotten to the gym and did a workout. And I was like, the one day I went in, I was like, well, make it rowing. That'd be some good cardio that I can do that doesn't impact my foot. Still hurt my foot. And I was like,
Yeah,
this is fucked.
That's just ligament damage.
Yeah.
I've done it at least twice. It's just from going too hard in the paint. Really,
Right. So that's why I was
The
concerned about
first-
rhabdo.
yeah. The first time I did it, I tried to run with a sandbag, or not run, but like jog or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then the second time I did it, we did that 26 miler, and then like 4 days later, I did that 4 miler for time.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, it's just partial ligament. It just takes forever to heal. That's the bad part about it.
Tony, you didn't think about like giving him some bullshit advice when he was like, Tony, what do I need to do? I'm worried about rhabdo. You didn't go like, dude, what you need is
Ivermectin?
you need
Whoa, bro, you trying to get us canceled immediately?
Bro, you
can't
need
say
a
that on
protein.
here.
You
Yeah.
need a protein enema stat. Like,
Stat.
I'll come over. Don't worry about the camera. Like, just
Right.
we need to get you back on track.
Right.
This is gonna
Enema.
help.
It's not a bad idea.
You totally could have done that. Talk about content.
I could have.
It's been a while since
I could have.
I was on here. I think last time I was on here, we were prepping for that tough basic.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been a while.
Did we have that
Was
in the
it?
works when you were on here?
Yeah,
Did we already?
yeah. I was talking about training for that
penciled in?
tough basic. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh.
that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
pretty cool.
yeah, I don't think I ever technically introduced Austin Champ as we've talked about you. We've mentioned you on the show, but obviously you don't listen. That's
Yeah,
Dusty.
yeah.
But yeah, this the Wayne County Ruck Club
Co-founder,
co-founder.
co-leader.
I call
Yeah.
myself co-leader. I call him the founder
Yeah.
because he did all the work. He's like, dude, we're gonna start a Ruck Club. I was like, cool. What do I need to do? And he's like, well, I already did all the stuff for Google and through GoRuck and this and that and everything. I was like, all right, cool.
So you
That's
just-
all good, man.
Yeah.
What do you need me to do? He's like, oh no, dude, we're set.
Isn't that
just-
most of our conversations?
Okay,
You just
yeah, it
need me-
really is. That's how it was for the Star Course. So he planned this Star Course. We did one July for GoRuck, the one down in Columbus, the 26-2 or whatever it was, and we were smoked. That was a Saturday. Sunday, he texted me. He's like, dude, I found a lot of points around Worcester. I think it'd be sweet to do like maybe like a 12-mile Star Course or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, man, that sounds good. Like, what do you need me to do? Like, what's the plan? He's like, well, I already picked out all these points, and it maps out perfectly 12 miles right here. I was like, okay, great, man. I said, cool. And it went like, so, yeah, where are we doing it? That's how that went. So, yeah,
Yeah.
You need to show up, look pretty, and have a personality.
basically.
That's-
yeah, and he
that's
was like, well, I already
That's how the
planned
puzzle
it.
pieces fit
Yeah,
together.
so
right?
you do it. He's like, it wouldn't be fair for me to do it since I planned it. I was like, all right, man, that sounds good, yeah.
That was tough to watch though. To not jump
I
in.
can tell you.
It was killing.
Swear.
It was killing me.
You could have taken my spot. It would have been all right.
Yeah, it
Your
would have
rucksack
been
was in
unfair.
the back seat of your Jeep, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Just in case.
it was just unfair though.
Got cover for Fred. Tag me in.
I could have used it because I was like, I'm not one of those people. I've said it 1,000 times. I'm like, I'm okay with quitting.
Yeah,
It's like I have nothing to prove here. Like, I now had I known what I know, I don't know. Now it's like it's funny how you get far enough from a point of distress that you're like, right after it's like, fuck that, never doing that again.
Mhm.
And then you get far enough away from you, like, well, I guess not walking for a week and a half wasn't that bad.
Our first stop, we all said. I think we all were like, that was it. We're never gonna do none of them.
For about
Battle of the
what,
Bulge?
like a couple days.
I think it was almost a month to that first one.
Dude, we didn't ruck, so our club didn't do a ruck that next week, or I think even the week.
Yeah, we were like,
afterwards.
well, we'll just ruck as a
I'm still
team. We're not
tired.
gonna.
I'm not gonna lie, Fred motherfucked the entire thing for a week and a half.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he couldn't move.
Mhm.
No, I still am technically.
I mean, that was
Fuck
ambitious.
it.
You don't ruck at all, and then you were like, yeah, 12-mile star course. That sounds good.
That's extreme.
Yeah.
Well, it was the pace.
Well, no, it was
It
the
was-
concrete. It was a concrete.
The concrete did not help the
Yeah.
foot. Well, I think what it was because like first I got the blister on the back of the foot, and then I started forming blisters like under. I was almost like just behind your front
Between
two
your
first toes
and- yeah.
because of that impact on the concrete, and I could feel it.
That's going downhill. That's where you get.
Well, I could feel them. It's just that. Well. My boots weren't quite broken in either. I told that Austin, like, as we left that spot, like, we're about mile 6. I was like, yeah, I don't, like, we were talking. I was like, I don't think I broke these boots in enough. And he was like, that sounds like a terrible idea. So,
I was like,
That's how I did that start.
I was like, all right. Well, I was like, Chase, how many miles were we in? He's like, oh, like 5.9. I was like, you're gonna have a good time.
yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
could feel the fluid, like, on the balls of my feet moving around. So I was
It was
That's
9:30 the
worst.
night before, and you're like, I should probably get my bag ready. I don't even have my weight. And I was like, oh my
yeah, and I
God.
carried way too much weight too. I had over 30 pounds,
Mm.
and I only had to have 20.
20,
I was like, I
yeah.
should have.
Well, I
You
told-
say that, didn't you? You were like, oh yeah. You're like, yeah, I got like 25.
I told all the Ruck
26.
Club
I was
guys
like,
though. I was like,
you're
you,
ballparking your weight, bro. You never ruck, and you're just like, about. I mean, whatever. Like,
I
we
did
were
tell him
checking
he
weight.
had to
You
do
should pack like
30.
18.
that's why I told all these guys 30.
Fred
I was
or
like,
Dustin
you're
told me he had
competing
to do
against
30.
guys that don't ruck. You should at least carry 30.
Yeah, well, I did,
Oh.
and I paid for it.
That is the crazy thing about rucking, though, is you really underestimate, like, as an, I don't know, I don't want to call you an average person because you probably work out far more than the average person, but you really underestimate the fatigue and the stress that simply walking can put on you.
Well, yeah, and
You know what I mean?
It's a really good point because I am in better shape than the average person, but I am in terrible shape compared to people that are in great shape. Like the
I mean,
people
I
that
agree with that for
like,
myself, too.
you know, like merit, like runners and like cardiovascular, like so. This past since I've been able to walk again, I started because I used to go in the gym because I'm a weightlifter. I used to go in the gym and do like I'm like, all right. As soon as we started rocking with you guys, it was like, all right, like, well, what can I do to kind of help me out? Because I knew the first time I went, I was dragging ass hard. And it was like, well, the stair stepper is probably the most gym piece of equipment that can kind of help with that. So I started doing that, and it was like 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes, and I'm like, whew, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go lift some weights. So since I've been able to walk again, I've been doing 20-minute sessions.
Ooh.
It's not fun, but it's like, honestly, I'm to the point now where I don't even start sweating until like 12 minutes in. But then it's just like, I literally like drench the entire thing.
Somebody dumped a bucket on you.
Yeah. So like, and then like I actually did a 25-minute one the other day. So now I'm like, all right, but still like 20 minutes on a stair stepper, like that ain't shit compared to what a lot of people do.
Based
So,
on that
like-
trajectory, though, you'll be ready for Chad in November.
Yes, you will.
You'll be perfect. for
Isn't that
Chad.
like the one, like one bajillion box?
One-
jumps?
1,000.
steps onto a 20-inch box?
With.
As prescribed, it'd be 45 pounds.
Woo!
So you can scale it.
What's the weight for a female?
45 pounds.
45 pounds.
You're
No.
a wad.
I don't know, probably
Uh-huh.
30.
You don't understand that weight because like I'm a big guy, so that's why I'm like, fuck, what's the difference between 20 and 30 pounds for someone that weighs 230 pounds? Like whatever, but that's an extra 20 to 30 pounds you're not used to carrying
Mhm.
around.
Exactly.
So what is somebody that one isn't quote unquote healthy
Ooh.
or doesn't do cardio and they just weigh 260 pounds walking around? No wonder all these fucking fat dudes have great calves.
Oh, yeah.
Because
They have-
like
they
no,
have-
like no shit, you are rucking constantly.
They
Yeah, they
also
really
got
are.
diabetes, knee problems, hip problems, back problems.
But you're right, though. Overweight people underneath all that, their muscular size is actually
Yeah, like they're
significantly above
the
average.
skeletal structure, like
Yeah,
and
it's
the-
extreme because they carry loads all the time. Now, they might
Yeah.
not carry very far, but they're still carrying it.
yeah. So just walking.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I think to paraphrase what you're saying is The best fitness strategy is to get severely overweight and then do a heavy cut in a short amount of time.
Absolutely. That's with lots of drugs that are unsafe for sure.
Yeah, that's what I would
You
suggest.
could probably do that if you did like a negative calorie deficit. Hang on.
Yeah.
So if you're eating 5,000 calories a day,
It's a lot.
and then you did no eating and only Coke, you could probably
That's
shed all the
stimulant.
unwanted weight in like what?
7 days.
Yeah, 7 to 10.
Give or
I would
take.
say,
That's what I was thinking.
Business days.
all
Yeah.
stimulant, all exercise,
Yeah,
no nutrition.
absolutely.
Sounds like a good idea.
Tony, would you prescribe this
Oh.
method of fitness? Shaking his head, yes. He said yes.
Hey.
Next topic.
Survey
Back
says.
to aliens.
That's a hard no. I'd like to keep my license,
Experts.
actually.
See, and buying a gram of blow is actually cheaper than all those health foods you have to try to get at those Whole Foods.
No, that's
kale,
So now,
and it tastes a lot better than kale.
Mm.
Have you seen
Absolutely.
the post-COVID prices?
Well, that's
what, a
also
Coke?
true.
Right.
You're telling me
Kale.
COVID's affecting the drug market?
God damn it. All-
The government just ruins everything. I'm telling you right now. God damn it,
You
man.
can't even keep drug prices.
Unreal, dude. Man, you can't even get drugs at a reasonable price anymore because Whole Foods are going up. How much is it for a gram of kale now?
Get into the kale business.
Jesus.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can't get fucking good drugs anymore because they're using horse reins to fucking
I saw that.
whip people.
Too much fentanyl. Oh, you talking about the photo
Not enough
at the
fun.
border?
Yeah.
Sorry, we probably
The border rodeo.
the
Border Is that what you were talking about?
As the
That-
guy has like 5
dude.
containers of takeout food in his hand.
I saw it was a misunderstanding.
Most photos are.
Look, I've whipped a bunch of people misunderstandingly. It's an honest mistake every time.
You come out of the restaurant, you have your bag full of, like your take home after you didn't eat. You have your styrofoam containers,
Sure.
and then obviously it seems like you're trying to steal food, so they just whoosh.
He's got 3 kids. He's like, dude, I whip people like
All the time.
Yeah,
It's fine.
mistakenly. Like, it's a honest mistake.
CPS is just
I didn't
waiting
know.
after
Yeah,
this podcast.
I didn't know. Yeah, sorry. Oh man. Yeah, I didn't know you could whip people with reins. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
could.
yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean, you could whip somebody with anything if you wanted to.
It's true.
You didn't watch Django?
If
I watched
you
it last
wanted.
night again.
That's a good one.
They've been having like a marathon, all the good ones. What was it? That and Tombstone's like on repeat.
Bro.
I'll be your Huckleberry. That's just my game. Got the guts to play for blood.
You ain't no Daisy. You ain't no Daisy at all.
We have this like list in our house.
Mhm.
We both have it, so I can't say it's Holly's idea, but it started. So she likes Sweet Home Alabama, and that's fine, whatever. But like,
Right.
it's so it became you're allowed to watch it once a year, but you can't put it on every fucking time it's on. So then she started really racking up the scores on me.
Ugh.
I can't watch any of the John Wicks. Tombstone got thrown on there.
You're not allowed to watch
All the greats
Tombstone more than once.
once a year when she's home.
That's ridiculous. Well, okay.
Yeah.
So you binge it when she's.
She doesn't have a job. Though,
Yeah,
so.
but she's
Yeah,
always
that's
home.
a problem. That's a problem. See, that
He's
was the-
driving down the road with a magnet on his dashboard watching. She didn't say I couldn't watch it in my car while I'm driving down the road.
He's going in and out of
Yeah.
lanes. People are getting out
It's
of
fine.
the way.
I got my
he's hitting
seatbelt on.
dogs and
I'm
stuff.
good.
That was the dilemma I had the other night. I was on Amazon Video. I was like, "Oh shit, dude, they got Predator," and it said you might
Ooh.
also like, and it had Tombstone. I was like, "All right, gotta flip a coin."
That's
It
a
was
choice.
heads.
That's a tough choice.
So I went with Predator because Predator has to
I
be
probably would've
heads
too.
because of the skulls. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
He's got great hair.
Predator.
Predator. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, he's
oh,
got
yeah.
he's
The
got
dreads?
Ponytail,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
great hair.
Yeah, he was a G.
Yeah.
He was a G.
It was like
Mhm.
it was
He
dreads
was.
before dreads were like actually
Mhm.
cool. Not when it wasn't just like dirty hippies.
Right.
What?
Have dreads ever been associated with dirty hippies?
No.
Are you guys not telling me something? What? Oh man, bro. So Predator, Aliens, Missing 411.
Oh,
I gotta
go
watch it. I
back
haven't
to
seen that.
411.
Dude,
I watched the Missing 411, The Hunted
That's the one I watched.
When they were going up the mountain.
They never said
then
anything about
They
Bigfoot.
did.
The one that I watched.
At the very end of it, they talked about how they had met some dudes, met some dudes in the woods, or met some guy in the hallway from Texas.
Yeah.
Hey, goddammit, we back on that.
Yeah.
That guy was a great guy.
It sounds like it.
They met some guy in the woods.
Yeah, well, no, they had somebody that like had this plot of woods in the middle of nowhere. They used to go hunting and like camping.
Oh yeah, dude, they didn't say anything about Bigfoot with that, did they?
Well, they were talking about it was a Bigfoot.
Goddamn
Like they were
Sasquatch.
inside this like games. Damn change queen.
I thought you guys were talking about
Yeah,
Spangler Park.
they built their own
Hey.
like shelter between
Yeah.
all these trees and shit.
Yeah, and they were talking about all the noise. The one
Right.
night they were there and all the noises and stuff.
yeah.
And they were talking about was it Bigfoot? Was it interdimensional beings? Like
Oh,
That's
I mean
hyperbole.
that was like real brief because they were just like, we don't know what it was.
yeah, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The whole movie, I'm like, all right, this is really interesting. At the end, they're like, maybe it's interdimensional beings. Maybe it's Bigfoot. And I'm like, God damn it!
Believe in interdimensional beings?
I didn't say that, but they mentioned Bigfoot, and I'm like,
Look, man, if you're in the woods and crazy shit starts happening, you gotta. Bigfoot's always a possibility, right? Especially
That guy. Remember I told
Pacific
you.
Northwest. I'm just saying.
I mean,
Remember I told you
I'm
that
not going
guy.
out there.
You got to have him on, Corey. He just came back from the Pacific Northwest. He's been working out there all summer. You got to have him on. He's finally home. He's the Bigfoot guy,
Oh yeah, hook him
and
up.
he's into it.
Let me know.
He's into it, dude.
Maybe I can have him and Doolin
Great
on
guy.
at the same time.
Great guy.
and not me.
I was just gonna say, Aunt, you need to prepare
I'm
yourself.
out.
He's
I'm out.
into it. Like he, I don't know who the who's who in the Bigfoot community is, but he does. And
There is
like,
Craig,
Who's who?
Craig Noletti.
yeah, yeah.
No, he is Bigfoot. That's a difference.
There's a-
We call him Bigfoot.
yeah, he knows the who's who, and he's got like this thing on Facebook where he's with this dude that knows about this stuff, and they're doing like the plaster things
Oh,
and
right.
pulling prints,
All
and he's into it, dude.
They're comparing Bigfoot files.
Bigfoot jumped over their tent one time. They got it on video. Not the Bigfoot, but the tent jumping. Dude, I'm
Was
serious.
he into Bigfoot before that?
Yeah,
Okay, isn't it incredible?
he's been
that
hunting
people
Bigfoot as long
who-
as I've known him.
Who die hard like hunt Bigfoot? They're already into it, and then they go into the woods and they're like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I had an encounter with Bigfoot. You won't believe this."
You will believe.
You know,
won't-
isn't
you
it
ain't gonna
weird that
believe this.
statistically they are the worst hunters ever in the history of the world? Like
Because I'm pretty bad.
they're
I know what bad hunting is.
it's taken them longer to find Bigfoot than it was Bin Laden. Think about that.
Yeah, but I feel like Bigfoot's
Whoa.
probably a little more.
Elusive.
He's a
Than
little,
Bin Laden?
He's a little cleanlier.
Than Bin
no, not
Laden?
elusive. Not
Yeah.
elusive.
Come
Cleanlier.
Pacific
Big,
Northwest.
Bigfoot doesn't have the
How many times I
Pakistanis
gotta
hiding
say
in
it?
him.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he don't have the Pakistanis on.
Yeah. Yeah, but have you been to Portland? Like, have you actually been
That's true.
to Oregon?
He's probably just wandering around
Yeah,
Starbucks.
and it's like everyone's like, "Oh, that's some dude in Chewbacca outfit."
Yeah.
Like, it's all good. And it's
Oh,
like
man.
they don't. Why doesn't he dye his hair blue too?
Bro, but the craziest thing about that thing that you're talking about where they started talking about Bigfoot is they took the audio file and they said the noises they heard are nothing that a human being can make. And then they also did the forensic audio analysis and determined that the noises they were hearing were not pre-recorded or re-recorded.
Right.
So that means it wasn't somebody playing audio in the woods, like trying to fuck with them.
No, I
also,
get
it was
that.
what, the 70s or something, wasn't it?
No, I feel like that was from fairly recent.
Well,
they had
the
that- oh.
documentary was, but when they were in the woods
Maybe.
and heard that
I don't
shit,
remember.
wasn't
Yeah.
it like 70s or 80s
I don't
or
remember.
something?
It could be that they
It was a while
recorded it.
ago.
That's true.
But they went back. I don't understand why.
I don't
if I
know.
heard that in the woods,
It was weird. But
right.
have you?
You're not going back at night.
no.
Yeah, but have you
no.
ever heard like for a lot of people, like if you never heard like a pack of coyotes
Would that sound
in
like
close
you?
range? I mean, it doesn't sound like Bigfoot, but
Yeah.
just
No.
if you hear like if you never heard like a pack of coyotes, like close range, first time you hear it, you're like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's terrifying. Yeah,
yeah,
it's terrifying.
what the fuck is that?
Mhm.
Like it's creepy as fuck. Or if you hear like bobcat screaming or like all these different things you've never heard. Have you ever watched those? You've seen those videos where like it's a cop dash cam.
Mhm.
And like you see like the two cops like walking in the darkness, like because they got this call that somebody's screaming or whatever. And
Oh,
it's,
and the
I don't know if it's some kind of cat. I don't know if it's like
They go to the
mountain
cemetery,
lion
right?
or no, I might maybe, but there's a couple of them where like you hear this like fucking cat just. They're like, oh shit! Like
Yeah,
the
they go
cops
to
are
a
like,
cemetery.
fuck
Yeah,
this,
they're
I'm
like,
out.
yeah.
It's George Floyd screaming.
Yeah.
What? What?
Oh, jeez. There's not a whole lot of times I have to try to think about
So I
cutting something
still,
out.
as my run for governor in 20. What's this next one? 2022. So the
Yeah.
next one's
Yeah.
2026. So the one after that's 2030.
No,
As my
it's
run
every,
for
it's
governor.
every 2 years.
Oh, okay. So as my
Isn't
run
it?
for governor,
Governor,
in
2 years?
2032, I still, what he said, I still support stop murdering people that don't deserve it.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
decide which way that goes.
Governor
Anyways,
of what? The local
so-
DFW? Give me one of those beers. Will you?
What do you want, son? What do you
As a
want?
civilian.
Yeah, it's a
You want a
civilian.
surprise again? You want a surprise?
Yeah, he's got about the same chance.
I got you. Yeah, but the problem with what you said about people like hearing shit like, oh, if you've never
Not
heard
that
it
one.
before.
I don't like those. Sorry,
Yeah,
not to be
I don't like
picky.
that Great Lakes
Or
bullshit.
you want
either.
a Southern tier over here?
Ah, he's feeding me.
Bro, those were seasoned hunters that they were interviewing.
Here's the thing with
Isn't
Bigfoot.
that a little bit of an issue?
Look,
I'm not saying it was Bigfoot. I'm
Here's-
not on
here's
board with
my
that.
thing.
I'm just saying.
okay, so I guess Salt Fork's a big hot spot for Bigfoot, right?
Yeah.
Well, as a hunter,
Aliens,
the fucking
too.
deer even know you don't go to Salt Fork because there's 8,000 hunters, and now Bigfoot's walking around in Salt Fork. I don't fucking think so.
Maybe it's interdimensional.
Yeah, pull your thumb.
Yeah,
out
that's
your
true.
ass.
Most
I'm
likely.
with you.
It's possible, right?
Yeah.
Interdimensional.
I think it's funny that Pops is diehard aliens, but is wholeheartedly anti that Bigfoot's possible.
Oh, because he spent a bunch of time in the woods.
Yeah, he
so
goes,
he's like, ain't no,
no
goddamn Bigfoot."
fucking way is there a Bigfoot, but 100% there's aliens. 100%. I love the absolute.
How about
Yeah,
that?
he does.
How about you
He's a
explain
very-
pyramids?
He's very absolute.
I love
look
it.
at that. Yeah. Well, the pyramids are. That's a tricky one.
That is
But
true.
speaking of the pyramids, this ties in a lot of things that I probably don't have time to even try to discuss. I'm going to do a podcast on it at some point. But did you see where they just found fossilized footprints in North America that they are dating at 24,000 years ago?
What's that mean then?
So
Sorry.
So the general timeline is that basically we all originated in Africa
Mhm.
hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
Yada, 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 whatever. The Egyptians came and built the pyramids about 8,000 years ago, and that was kind of like the first civilizations. And then there's a thing that just came up recently that they've talked about. They don't think the pyramids are as young as they say. They think
Right.
that the pyramids might be well
And the
over
Sphinx and all that.
Yeah, they might be well over 12,000 years old.
Oh yeah, that one guy got blackballed
Mhm.
for the shit he discovered about the Sphinx, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. So then, because there was like, where's the evidence of these civilizations that are older than 8,000 years? But then they uncovered Göbekli Tepe, which is like this underground thing that was covered on purpose. It's like this giant monolithic, like you like think of Stonehenge
Mhm.
times like 100, and it's all intentionally buried, and everyone agrees it's intentionally buried 13,000 years ago. So then, like, what the hell? Well, then there's also people that believe that there were people on North America before the last ice age, which was around 12,000 years ago. So that, like, the people, or the original idea is that like all the Native Americans and everything that were in North America came over on the Icelandic bridge from Russia
Sure.
through Alaska down during the ice age of about 12,000 years ago. So that means footprints 24,000 years ago in North America means there was people here. That completely dispels a lot of mainstream experts and scientists.
Was
So-
there an ice age before that they could have crossed the bridge?
Hey, Google, when was Pangea?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember Pangea from school? All the continents at one point were
Scooter.
touching.
Oh yeah, because then they drifted apart.
But isn't
Yeah.
that, aren't they just going to keep finding that we're wrong? Like that everything's older than they assume. You know, like
you would think?
how
right?
old's it? You know, they think the Earth is a certain age, but realistically, that because of the rock cycle, everything recycles. So you only know how old it is this version. You know, how old is this pop can? Well, this was made 2 years ago, but it was recycled out of another one that was 5. Like you can only guess so much. So what that I think 200,000 is when they think first. So
28 to 20, 30 million years ago. So that's when they think all of the the land was
which is way before
anything.
humans.
Yeah,
Because
well,
I think
yeah.
that it's like 200,000. I think is the current.
Yeah, and they're talking
for, like,
about
a human,
230 million years ago. That's a long time. Maybe it's all a simulation, Dusty.
It's very possible.
Yeah, I remember. I feel like when I mentioned the simulation before, this is one of the guys are like, "Oh, this fucking guy. Who the fuck did you marry?"
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
mean,
and then he texts me a couple years later. This whole simulation thing.
It is
starting to get it.
It is starting to get. But at the same, I guess it doesn't fucking matter. You know what I mean? Even
Dude,
if it is.
Okay. We have to be in a simulation because, like,
We have
we're
to
living
be.
in an episode of South Park right now, right?
It is uncanny how accurate
I'm
they are.
just saying,
Yeah.
Right.
like, what's going on
Right.
in California with the recall election? They called Larry Elder, the Republican nominee that was running against Newsom. They called him the black face of white supremacy.
There's a lot going on. there's a lot.
What?
Yeah.
And now we're
There's a
talking
lot.
about having Caitlyn Jenner be the conservative nominee for the next election.
Well, I will say we had a guy on just recently, Jason Sheftel, who talked about he's like a
I listen to
stranger.
that. He's smart.
Yeah, he is.
Super
He's strange. Like he's like a China expert in a sense because he just really enjoys like learning about like the economics and everything that's going on there and all of the political connections and whatnot. But he was saying like the label is just like whatever. Like if you were a Democrat, 60 years ago, well, you were a segregationist.
Yeah,
So like
right.
like label whatever the
Yeah.
labels are like
Yeah.
it's
it's
everything
constantly shifting.
everything's so like even just recently the whole AOC bullshit that's happening. Like she wore this tax the rich dress to a Met Gala. The tickets were $35,000 a piece, but she was gifted the ticket, so she didn't actually spend the money. But then she comes out and does the whole like Israel, and her vote for funding Israel's Iron Dome. She instead of saying no because people like that hate Jews. Essentially.
What do you mean people like that?
Yeah, what do you mean?
But she was like,
Jesus.
well,
Should we be on here?
Do you hear how he said Jews too?
yeah.
It was kind of
People
like
like that hate Jews.
Like, but that's like, she's like, well, I'm here, but I'm not voting for either way. So everyone's all pissed off at her.
Well, did you hear the so everybody was talking shit about her about how so her thing is like tax the rich, we gotta we're poor because rich people are rich. That's basically her shtick. They're like, so she goes to this Met Gala, tickets for $35,000 a piece. The designer dress was like what $30,000 or $40,000 or whatever it was. The tables at the Met Gala start at like $200,000 a piece.
The designer of the dress is in like a bunch
Yeah.
of like tax debt.
Yeah.
She hasn't been paying her taxes.
You know what she does? She throws herself in the fire. She goes, well, yeah, but actually all that stuff was a gift, so I didn't pay for it, so we're still like trying to tax the rich. And then people come out and go, oh, that was paid for, huh? So that kind of sounds like a bribe, honestly. So she illegally accepted all that stuff. Yeah, so now she's under investigation for accepting bribes.
Okay,
as a sitting
it's ridiculous. Well, it's like
congresswoman.
it's
Yeah.
funny because every like you hear who's it like Elizabeth Warren who gets paid like hundreds of thousands of dollars
Pocahontas.
to do like that's right, she's the one that says she's
Yeah.
Native American
Yeah.
and she's like
yeah.
Yeah.
like it's like
maybe it's just
100%.
my family, but didn't all families grow up thinking they were Native American at
Not me,
some
bro.
percentage?
I have red hair.
Our pops swear we're part Native. I got a DNA test. They said 0. Fucking 0. But we all grew up going, oh, yeah, we're super Native. Yeah.
No,
He's like,
I
"That's
get-
bullshit. we're Cherokee.
And dude, I was like, hey,
I didn't
that says that's not true. If I don't give a fuck, you might not be, but everybody else is. Okay. But I've always thought I was not his. But anyways,
Oh shit, Elizabeth
I-
Warren.
yeah.
What about Elizabeth Warren?
Well, no, I was never on that. I get it, but I was never on the boat because like I have like red hairs that come on my beard, and I get burnt in like 20 minutes out in the sun. So I'm like, fuck, I'm definitely Irish or Scottish
Yeah.
or something. I came from somewhere there was no sun for sure. No, but Elizabeth Warren, who gets paid hundreds of $1,000s for all these talking engagements, and she's like, well, she's also that kind of the tax the rich person.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not rich because I only make $1 million a year. really the rich people,
which is chump change to us.
yeah,
Right.
As arborists, I mean,
right. Really, the rich
I don't know how she lives.
are the people making $100 million. Right, those are the rich people.
Dude, I don't even have time to count the zeros in my bank account. All right, so,
Like literally, yeah, because it's
because they're all up front.
because they're all zeros. There's no-
Oh man! Woo. All right. Man. Yeah. No, isn't that crazy too? With like Bernie Sanders too. He was like the champion for like, yeah, socialism. This is what's up. You know, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be great for everybody. He goes, millionaires and billionaires should not exist. And then he becomes a millionaire, and he goes, billionaires should not exist. He owns 3 houses across the country, all worth well over $1 million houses. You can Google it. And he's your champion for we need equality because Jeff Bezos is stealing from you. That's why he's rich and you're poor. And everybody's looking to this guy like, look, man, I'm not saying he doesn't have a couple of good ideas. I listened to the Rogan podcast.
a great hairdo,
Dude.
Another one of
You
those things.
listen to Rogan, Austin?
Hard to believe.
That's
the most popular podcast on the planet.
Flannel shirt.
How would you have guessed? How would you have guessed? But he's far more reasonable when he sits down long form and like spells out what he's thinking. But if you think this guy is your champion for equality and we're gonna make sure
I am once again asking for your support.
you're a chump.
Giving
you're
me the
a
money.
chump, man. Yeah, you're a chump if that's your guy. I'm just saying. And if Hillary was your girl, you're even more of a chump because she cheated him out of the 2016 nominee spot. Just saying.
We don't talk about that family around here.
Yeah, we don't want to get murdered.
Yeah, we don't get Epstein.
Bro, speaking of, me and him were talking. Me and Deep were
Don't
talking.
don't indict me in this.
It's like, what?
I was
No.
bouncing ideas off of Dusty the other day, and we just so happened to start talking
Where's my
about
Sharpie? Fucking black that shit out.
we just so happened to start
So
talking
flagrant.
about Jeffrey Epstein and that whole debacle. Pretty crazy. I think here's a conspiracy theory for you. I think Hillary Clinton is actually Jeffrey Epstein in drag.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this.
Oh my god!
I forgot about this conversation. Oh yeah, I support this.
Bro, you
Did you
gotta
see-
preface that with some shit before you just drop it. That was a goddamn J-Dam.
Bro,
that you just dropped.
we don't use lube around here. We're getting
I forgot.
Obviously.
Let's
God.
go. I don't even let you know
Dry
I'm
as
in
the
the same
Sahara.
building. I just sneak up behind you and
I
pissed
forgot about
myself.
this.
Clinton's Epstein in drag. That's how we do it.
Or is Epstein Clinton in reverse drag?
Finkel is Einstein.
I was literally thinking that.
See, hang on.
on.
Hang on. I think
Got
both,
more of that gum ace?
both could be true because if you look at pictures of Hillary late 90s and before, like she was kind of hot, right? Like she's a good looking woman, right? And then something happened as soon as old Slick Willie got out of office and she just went downhill, right? I think right then her and Epstein switched spots because Epstein's a moderately attractive guy, I guess you could say, if you
I don't know.
wanted.
He kind of looks like, what's that guy from
If you wanted.
Hellboy? Doesn't he kind of look like Hellboy?
Ron Perlman?
Ron Perlman?
Yeah. Doesn't he kind of look like a Rod Perlman?
That's not a human being. That's a monkey, bro.
Yeah. But that's don't they tell me they don't look alike. Can you give me a Ron Perlman and a Jeffrey Epstein side by
See,
side?
I
Yeah,
think
put them
they.
side by side.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I think they.
And then
switched
give us a
spots.
Hillary Clinton and a Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. What do you got?
Yeah,
They're all just gonna morph into one.
yeah. They're like, I can't tell the difference anymore.
This theory wasn't flash.
You're like, oh my God,
flushed out
we're
over
all the
film.
same. This
Yeah.
simulation is fucked. What happened? There's a virus.
But while she's getting that, let's see the Bill Gates thing where he's talking about Epstein, where he like some reporter was pressing him.
Did you hear about
No,
that?
yeah. But this is after. This is recent, really recent.
Mm-mm.
You guys didn't see that?
I don't watch any news.
Oh,
I only listen to your
it's-
podcast, Fred.
It's bad for
no, that's-
digestion.
Yeah,
It
that's
is- it's
that's
fucking
also
It's the news.
I've got a lot
this
of
podcast is also bad for your digestion.
Yes.
Tell me that. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, you're talking about the
Okay,
Sons of
okay,
Anarchy guy. You should
okay.
just-
yeah, Ron
See,
Perlman.
you got some
Okay.
merit to that. I believe that.
Okay.
Now, can we get a comparison to
Yeah,
Hillary?
put Hillary up there.
Yeah, let's get her. Get young, hot Hillary. Let's see her.
Is there
But-
such a thing?
Or
Yeah,
don't.
so they were asking Bill Gates about like, hey, like, obviously like you were after Epstein was originally convicted of being a child sex offender. That's when Bill Gates started hanging out with him. He's like, well, we want to do philanthropy around the world, this, that, whatever. And he's like he's getting real fidgety. And they were like, oh, I don't know. You add a little fat on the cheeks.
I don't know.
Look at those nose. Look at the nose.
I'm just saying.
Cassie, did you never watch Mission Impossible with the mask?
Right.
Come
That's
on.
true. Right.
Come on.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
find me a
Say this
photo
shit
of
off.
Jeffrey Epstein and Hillary Clinton in the same room at the same time, and I'll.
Right.
Yeah.
Look, actually, I think all
Just
3 of
saying.
those people are the same.
I was going to say, did they morph into Trevor Noah?
No.
Sort of tanning a little bit.
Now that I look at it, yeah, it's one big conspiracy.
I'm just saying. Look. It's just a conspiracy that I thought up
Right.
in about 3
Is it a
minutes.
left to right
Look at the
progression,
chin.
dude.
They both have
But I'm just-
predominant chins.
Yeah.
Is that a left to right progression or right to left progression?
I don't
Where we
know.
going
I'm
there?
just saying they've never been seen in the same room at the same time.
Right. And if they have,
And if they have, then the simulation
one's
got
a deep
bug.
fake.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Is it sad that I keep thinking that Trevor Noah is one of the most that I dislike out of all of them?
was very biased.
He's just
Because
a
he's
douche.
black, Fred?
No, oh, God. No,
Fred. God damn. He hates Jews and blacks, dude. Wow.
no, he's just a douchebag.
He really is. You ever watch The Daily Show?
They're all douchebags.
It's hard to stomach.
I used to
on some
I used to follow
topics.
his stuff just to because I follow everything just to see what these fucks are up to.
Yeah.
I had to stop.
That's
following.
that's why your foot got hurt.
Oh, that's probably
You
why.
look at too much shit.
That's pro-
That's your fucking problem.
Bro, you need to
Jesus.
write a book about the biases in American media and call it "What are these fucks up to?"
Look at these fucks.
You see these fucks? Let's see what these fucks are up to. That could be a weekly podcast for you. Be like, all right, so I was scrolling the internet.
Look
Here's
at these fucks.
Here's what these fucks were up to. Fuck Trevor
good
Noah.
idea.
Jesus. Oh my God.
It's not about no. Yeah, but
God,
now
he's
I
such a
need to.
fuck.
Yeah, but now I need to go back to Tim Dillon. I need to part some
Yeah.
blacked out aviators on and just
There
start
you
fucking.
go.
Bah!
He's
Look
dude,
at
that
these
guy's
fucks.
brilliant.
He really is.
He's brilliant.
He's a national treasure that needs to
He
be
is.
protected at all costs.
Mhm.
For sure. Yes.
Especially from lesbians.
And I don't think
They're not nice to him.
No.
Let's be real
Did
here.
you know, dude? So this is a thing. Sorry to hijack
Go
what
ahead.
you were going
Go
on.
ahead.
Apparently, okay. So you got the LGBTQRS.
No, it's two
V
LGBTQ
W, X, Y, and Z.
2+. I don't know. Even Trudeau fucked it up recently. Did you see that? You probably didn't see that clip either.
Jeez.
He's like LQG
There's young
LG
Hillary.
LG.
Dude,
See?
the best bit
Oh,
was that a
yeah.
Chappelle bit about the
in the car.
in the car?
It definitely was.
Yeah.
God, that is the best.
But anyways, did you know? Evidently, you would think, they're all in the same group because they've grouped themselves that way.
They hate each other.
Gays
yeah.
and lesbians don't like each other.
I mean,
No, they hate each other.
that feels like a pretty blanket statement.
Well, there are no lesbians anymore, actually,
Why?
because
Gender
now
is
they're all
a feeling or-
non-binary.
Oh,
They've
Jesus.
they transferred.
Everybody?
Pansexual.
Every one of them.
I don't think
But
that's
if-
true.
but
if-
I don't
Every
think
single
that's,
one of them switched.
So there's
if
no
we're-
more
That's
lesbians.
what per Tim Dillon.
Hang on. So if everybody is non-binary, then isn't nobody?
Binary.
I didn't do a lot of math, but
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. It just sounds crazy.
hey, I'm just sorting the source.
Jesus.
Tim
You're just
Dillon is a
holding the tail.
wildcat.
Yeah. I'm not fucking this cat. I'm just holding the tail.
That's his favorite saying at work. He's like, "Look, man, I'm not fucking the cat. I'm just holding the tail. All right."
He has sent that to me before.
I got that in basic training. This training instructor used to say that. He'd be like, "Hey, I'm fucking this cat. You're just holding the tail." And I'd be like, "What the fuck does
That's-
that mean?"
Yeah, it's a pretty dangerous proposition when you really think about the logistics of that. Because I mean, cats they're vicious, even when you're
Mm.
even when you're fucking them,
Bro, if you're on a
they got
cycle,
claws.
you know what I'm saying?
You can do it.
Go through a dry streak.
Allegedly.
Go on a cycle, allegedly. Go on a cycle and go through a dry streak. Fucking stray cats and mailboxes look so tempting.
Hey, and sometimes you don't even need a hole because you'll.
Well, one thing I do believe, with enough speed, anything's a vagina.
and force.
Right.
Dustin, I just wanted to clarify this person named Arlo. She describes herself as a non-binary lesbian. And I quote, "This is new. This isn't new, but me knowing about it is new. And it's been a bit of an identity crisis filled gender weird whirlwind. Strap in.
See,
And then
that's
she
it.
continues
It's
on.
just exhausting.
Are you sure it shouldn't say
Both.
strap on?
No, it did say strap
Oh, it said just
in.
strap.
It's that's exhausting. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I feel
I'm
like
glad
she
I don't
just-
have to deal with it because my digestion would be interfered by that.
Yeah.
I feel like she just needs something to do.
And I
See,
I-
really go.
well, I don't interrupt, but I hold a pretty high standing in the community of the gays. So I don't want to burn any bridges.
Can confirm.
I do well with the gays.
That's 100% true.
Yeah.
See,
I'm not. I don't know. I don't think I would say I'm there, but I've been.
Well, you know, if you
fondly-
you'd know if you knew.
Well, I've been fondly thought of. By
No,
the
I do
gays.
well with the gays.
I like.
See, what
I
you
like
don't
the
realize,
gays.
what you don't realize though, is you need vouched for. There's a whole society beneath the society of the gays, and you know, so like you might go on Angie's List. They have their own Angie's List, and so you need vouched for. So like gay people and lesbians, they don't just go to Angie's List. They go to the gay Angie's List, and they go,
Right.
"Hey, I need a tree guy," and you get vouched for. I'm vouched for. I'm in.
Yeah?
I'm a made man in the gays.
Good for you.
they want LGBTQ friendly.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with
I
that.
think
Isn't
it's
all
different,
of
though.
Rogue, since it's just
Well, since-
a company
since
of
Corey and Tony,
gay
yeah.
men,
Partners.
partners.
Since they're partners, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Well, because
Yeah.
he.
We're great with the gays.
Shoot, no,
And we
can't-
support the gays.
We can't tell that story on here.
No,
Yeah.
no. Honestly, I think most all. I can't think of. Yeah, and this is in all seriousness. I guess as you fucking look at me. No, in all seriousness, like,
He laughs.
We're talking about gay people, and he's like, well, yeah, I mean,
well, because there's
okay, yeah,
there's obviously joking that was happening there,
right. Yeah.
But like in all
Said everything.
seriousness,
I meant everything.
yeah, God damn it,
I was
I know quite a few gay, lesbian, whatever people, and pretty fucking cool people. Now, I've never been to Portland, so I can't speak for all of them.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
Dude,
there's a pretty fucking cool people.
When I was in,
I like 'em.
we still had that don't ask, don't tell policy, which is kind of nonsense. But
Right.
we were with this one kid. I won't say his real name, but his nickname was Sonny. So
Because he's always bright and
yeah,
Bushy-tailed?
because he had a sunny disposition, and flamboyantly gay, but it was hidden, And of
was
course-
it though? Or was it? Was
no,
like, everyone knows-
no. It was
That's
it
like-
was completely
I
obvious.
feel like I've gone to school with a couple people who, like, literally like 20 years after they graduate, and they're like, they finally like, hey fam, like, and they actually tell their family, like, sorry everyone, like, I'm gay, and their family is just like so distraught by it,
yeah,
and
that's
I'm like, fuck, I knew that 20 years
Mhm.
ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I knew this guy
yeah.
was
So
gay. Like,
he comes out right, and don't ask, don't tell is repealed. He comes out, and we're like, yeah, dude, we know. And he's like, really? How did you know? I was like, well, you have a roommate, but like you never made the other bed. Like it still has like luggage on it for like 2 years, and your roommate's name's Javier. Like, what do you mean?
He got the Spanish pool boy.
Yeah, he was, and he was hot.
Like some Spanish twink.
Javier was a stud.
dirt
I won't put it
stash.
past him.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
like-
mean?
Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, this is my roommate. Like totally, he just happens to be hairless from the neck down. You're like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We
Okay.
know. We had another
Cool,
another
man.
girl. She looked like the girl version of The Rock,
oh,
and
Jeez.
and
I don't know which.
Did you ever see her in the same room with Rip, like with The Rock?
you might be onto something there.
I don't know. I don't know what turns me
Right,
on more.
right.
Honestly.
Yeah.
She was super cool, but I was like on my way out, and she was on her way in, and so I kind of like, kind of mentored her and helped her out a little bit, and then she came out similar time and had a girlfriend and all the same. But it's like, yeah, dude, you look like The Rock. Of course you are.
Dude,
It's
and
fine.
that's what's crazy is when people go, don't judge a book by its cover. It's like, okay, fair enough, but
I
was
can
in
expect some things.
yeah, I was in Subway yesterday, and there were 2 girls in there, and one girl was obviously a girl, long hair, down her shoulders, in a little blouse.
Well, now you have a
whatever.
problem because you're talking biology versus choice. So, I'm just-
The other girl,
do you know she had a vagina? Did you see it?
well, I didn't
Even
ask
then.
her if that's what you're getting at. The other girl had was dressed like a guy and had spiked hair, very short spiked hair.
Mm.
So
Seems awfully stereotypic.
I would assume they didn't have to be together at all. They didn't have to be together. That's cool. But I would assume that girl probably has a preference other than men. If I had to guess, if I'm at the roulette table and I got to put my money on something,
Red or black?
I'm gonna guess
Dildo.
for sure.
I get
Right?
it. I get it. I get what you're saying there.
I'm just saying. And by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't care. Dude,
Oh, yeah,
you
no.
Go live your life.
So-
I've met gay people before too. I know gay people. Well, I know people that it would be shocking if they aren't gay, but they haven't come out
Who,
yet.
Corey?
I won't
No,
name
he's
names.
totally bisexual. I've
Oh,
said
for
that for a long
sure.
time.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Or
We've
at
had
least-
so many. I don't want to bring up a lot of detail.
At least hetero.
What's it-
At least hetero flexible.
Hey, what's it called if anybody gives you attention, like you're trying to get with them? What's
I
that
think
called?
hetero
A whore.
flexible.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Hey, he's
Well-
not a whore. He just likes to do it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's all
yeah.
it is.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just sexually acute.
Mm.
Ah, yes.
Mm.
Which dude, do
That
what
might
makes
be
you
another
happy. That's
category
sweet.
all in itself, which I'm fine with.
I don't, dude.
I don't care.
My stance on everything is if it's not physically harming somebody else,
Or me.
Or mentally.
go
Or
for
men.
it.
Yeah. Like just do it.
Go for it.
Do what you want to do.
Go for it.
Absolutely.
Libertarian.
I do have it.
Amen to that.
Yeah. I'm finding myself.
Mm.
I've sent some texts out recently. I'm like, oh my God. Like I think I might have to come out of the libertarian closet. Like I think that's where I'm heading. Because I think that's like as scary
Well, I
as
think
it
the
sounds.
key to that is to not put a label on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's the problem. As soon as you put that L bomb on it, you're labeled in a box, and then you're kind of wrote off.
I mean, what box is that?
The libertarian box.
Yeah.
Is that a box?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
for
is that?
sure.
Yeah, you're
Is that-
easy.
It is.
Just,
I don't consume
you're-
a ton
you-
of media.
You
Is
just
that like
assumely
a
get dismissed.
negative
You're just dismissed.
Because your vote doesn't count.
third
Your vote doesn't
party?
count. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which none of your votes count. Let's be real.
Yeah.
That's why I'm an avid, unpopular opinion number one of this podcast. Don't vote. You're wasting
hang
your
on, this is the first unpopular opinion?
I think so.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
That was number one. I'm glad we cleared that up. Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't vote
Okay.
on the president.
Don't contribute to the mess. I agree.
You're wasting your time.
Yeah, because that's like walking into a bathroom where you've got 10 toilets, 8 of them are full of shit, and me and you walk in and shit into the other toilets. Don't flush, and then we go, we did our part. It's like, no, man, you just made the bathroom smell more.
Mhm.
Like, what are you doing?
Sure. I mean, that's
the
one way to
same-
look at it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, how would you look at it?
Here's my thought. I've always been pretty anti-voting. Oh, get cramped. God damn. Okay. So Russia, you're gonna go vote for the president, right?
Okay.
You get in line.
Yeah.
You drive there. You get in line. You wait all day. You go to the poll, and your choice is Putin or Putin. Okay. I know it's tough.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that vote count? Does it matter? So how are we any different with a two-party system where it's kind of a fixed deal? If you vote anything but the two parties, it doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
all it is Putin A or Putin B. Just because there's two choices instead of one, it still doesn't matter because so your vote doesn't count.
But do you think that's because everybody has the same mentality of we have to pick from two, and
Exactly.
option C is no good? So are you saying you don't think Joe Biden was elected? You think he was installed and the election was rigged by the
The
lizard-
erection?
The
Erection.
erection.
Lizard
Damn.
people. You saying lizard people? Is that where you're going?
Dude, when I
with
get too far ahead of myself, I start
Yeah.
slurring words for no reason. You gotta give me a
I
second.
I don't even know if
Crazy
that was a
legs.
slur.
Yeah.
That
So
may
you're
have been
saying
intentional.
you think the election was rigged by the lizard overlords, and Joe Biden was installed.
Yeah, I think that
He said yes. So did we get that? Okay, he said yes.
I think that it's a so okay, you look at the mob, right? Old school mob, New York mob. There's 5 families, right?
Good old days.
Which is 3 more than we have right now, but they control everything. And there might be like warring factions between them, but as long as one of them maintains control, you still are perpetuating the system. And I feel like that's how it is for the president. Until there's multiple parties besides the two, I feel like you're throwing away your vote. It doesn't matter. It's a waste of time. Don't vote.
Yeah. But what happens
Unpopular opinion number one.
That's-
That was
this
number one.
This is where we start.
Yeah. Hey,
Are we recording
are we gonna
yet?
do a podcast finally? Jesus, man. Yeah, I thought I came here to do a podcast.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, but what happens when you end up like some of those other countries? Who was it? Israel just recently they got rid of their whatever their leader is at some point. Like all these countries that have so many different parties,
Mhm.
it's like a constant like rotation of like
Well,
quote-unquote
if you
leaders.
remember back to history, we never had parties to begin with. In fact, Washington advised against parties. So that's not a forever thing. I don't know that. I mean, the whole system's kind of fucked up. We elect a
Kinda.
president the exact same way as we vote for the prom queen. It's a popularity vote.
Mhm.
To an extent.
No, it's exactly the same.
Well, electoral college is a little bit different.
It's about the same.
Yeah, but correct me if I'm wrong.
They didn't do that in your high school with electoral votes?
Yeah.
The prom
Actually,
queen?
there's-
Are you telling me that's why I lost? No, correct me if I'm wrong. So each state has a certain number of electoral votes.
Right,
They have that number of representatives that choose how to vote.
based on population.
Can't they go against?
They can, but
what-
they don't.
Yeah,
Very,
But
very
they
rarely
can.
don't. But they very rarely don't. They very rarely do. So,
Right.
so take it at face value, though. That's just adjusting for the different populations between the states. So, but ultimately, it's a popularity vote. Now, you can lose the popular vote, but as long as you adjust for the grade, it doesn't matter. It's still by popularity. It's just by popularity per capita.
Or if you hack the machines.
Or that. But
we're not
but
gonna. I'm not too.
They won't let us count the. They won't let us watch them count the votes.
perfect example. So, like, I just heard on the radio, the CMAs have consistently declined in popularity. So they're going to either change it or delete it because it's lost all its thing. The more you subscribe to the nonsense, you're just buying into it. But the more they lose ground with popularity, they will be forced to do something. The problem is you can't have one side and not the other. You have to have the entire society pull away from it and go, hey, we're not interested. And then that's the only way you're going to get change.
Well, that's the problem.
How do you not have political parties though? Because even if you go, all right, there's no more Republicans, Democrats, Libertarians, whatever, pick one, Tea Party, whatever, socialist, you're still going to have politicians aligning themselves with each other, and then they still belong to a group. You know
Right.
what
Well,
I
so
mean?
I think
So how do
group,
if you get rid of those groups, you just end up with different groups.
But the groups exist because of what Dustin was talking about. Is they only exist because the people want them to exist, and they want something to subscribe to, and they want something to hold on to. That's the only reason. I mean, we mentioned it earlier.
It's tribalism.
It's all tribalism,
Yeah.
and the only it's just a name. The labels, it doesn't really matter. The labels don't represent certain beliefs or certain systems. The labels just represent the tribe.
100%.
And of what these people want to believe
Exactly.
at that certain
So
time.
I look at everything through a my bachelor's in environmental management. So I look at everything through an environmental filter.
bachelor.
Well, it's unrelated, but if you look at it like through tribalism, it's human nature to pick a side. It doesn't matter what it's in. I mean, dude, we pick sides in politics, but we pick sides climate change. We pick sides fucking the
energy drinks.
it doesn't
you like
matter.
Red Bull, Pff,
Diet,
fucking monster,
nutrition. We pick sides, the Browns versus the Steelers, and I mean, dude, they're fighting in the streets over it. It's human nature to become tribal, and so I think when you create a two-party system, you create this tribalism that's outrageous.
Oh yeah, I think we do need multiple systems, but
So don't vote.
Are you saying bring back Ross Perot? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That was the closest we got to a third party.
Yeah.
I just think people are too stupid at this point. They're maybe not too stupid. They just don't care enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how do you sort through all the disinformation? That's the problem.
We
have such an abundance of information that.
So you
how
know
do
what
you
it is?
decide?
It's involvement. Like you have to stop saying, it doesn't matter, because that's exactly what I was. It doesn't matter. Well, guess what? It does matter, because that's why we're here now. Because the dumb fucks were like, you know what? I will agree. Trump wasn't the greatest candidate. But he's the candidate we got because of where we put ourselves, because we spent so much time saying it doesn't matter. And now, like,
Trump was everything we deserved.
yes,
If there was one president that represented the populace,
absolutely,
it was him.
right.
That's what's crazy, though, right?
He was what we. If you looked in the mirror, if you were the American people looking in the mirror, that's what you got.
That's
he
what's
sucked.
That's what's great about
But
it.
that's
Everybody,
Yeah, but
everybody I
people
met that was-
suck.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Is everybody that I met that was like, oh, Trump, he's not presidential. He's self-serving. He's just doing this for himself. I'm like, bro, I've known you for 10 years.
Yeah, you pissed
described-
yourself on my best friend's porch last weekend.
I'm just like, bro, you just described yourself. Like, you were like, we went out to eat last week, and I watched you not leave a tip for the waiter, and you're getting upset. The president of the United States, man, come on, be the change you want to see in the world, man.
Woo.
Jesus.
Okay, Gandhi.
That's a good segue.
Come on.
Completely non-joking aside, though, I think that's where we really lost focus as Americans. Is we forgot what it means to be a citizen. Take government out of it. Government is a necessary evil, in my opinion. So are the police. I support the police, but it's a necessary evil, because if we didn't have crime, we wouldn't need them.
Yeah.
People forgot what it's like to be a citizen. You know, whether it's your grandparents, great grandparents, whoever came over, they came from impoverished nations, war torn nations. They realized that coming here and joining this civilization meant that you owed the country something in exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And so they spent the rest of their life working to right that. And people today, unfortunately, that are non-immigrants have lost all sight of that. And yeah, the government has a lot of problems. I mean, you could point out all the problems, but nobody looks inward and tries to fix themselves. So, like, diet, you know, if you hate the healthcare system, but you're significantly overweight, you smoke, you chew, you drink all the time, well, yeah, it's easy to poke fingers at the healthcare system, but fix yourself. If you can't even take care of one individual, how can you expect the healthcare system, which is extremely complicated, to fix itself? And it's so overburdened with like problems that are completely fixable: obesity, type 2 diabetes, smoking, you know, a whole host of things. Same thing financially. You want the banks to fix themselves, but you can't even balance your budget and not spend outspend your means. I mean, you could just host a million examples, but I think that's where we really lack, is like, fix yourself. And if I fix myself and he fixes himself, and then we spread that to our children, well, you don't necessarily need this big of a government or this big of a healthcare system, because we got it. And I think that's where we fucked up.
Government takes away personal accountability.
100%.
Yeah.
That is why I'm against Bernie Sanders, because he talked about. Hang on, hear
Damn it.
me.
Okay.
Hear me. So, his thing with how he's gonna pay for college for everybody, is a fraction of a cent of a tax on all Wall Street transactions. Okay, great. Let's say it works. Everybody gets college for free. What does that teach you then? You don't have to pay for college. You just get education for free. Like, just everything, and it's not even indicative of one side of the aisle or the other, is the government's going to take care of it. You don't have to worry about it. Come to daddy. We're going to figure it out. Don't worry about anything. Like, what happened to personal accountability?
Right.
And that's what you're talking about is, you know, people are overweight and they're like, oh, man, the healthcare system sucks. The healthcare system sucks. It's like, okay, well, if you weren't born with a pre-existing condition, then you can do something about it. And even if you were, not saying you can get rid of it, but you can do something to make it better.
Yeah, maybe,
you know what I mean?
Maybe the government, maybe you suck just like the government. Get off your fucking ass
Exactly.
and do
The
something.
government is made
100%.
of us. Like, the government sucks
They're
because
just-
we
they're just
deserve
people.
it.
They're just
Yeah,
people.
exactly. Yeah. So
That's where I have a problem with. There's just literally no personal accountability. And
Anywhere.
if you can't be accountable for yourself if you can't budget a personal budget, if you can't maintain a personal fitness regimen, how do you expect a giant conglomerate like the government to operate? It's not realistic.
well, it's because nobody wants to do anything hard anymore. That's a problem.
No, that's true.
Is as soon as you got to do something hard, I don't want to do that. Can't do that. Like, how many times? So 3 of us 4 sitting here have worked at Asplin before. How many times? Sorry, a tree company.
I don't work there anymore. It's
You
fine.
can bleep that out if you want. Yeah, edit that out. Worked at a tree company where
But goddamn
our
Sharpie.
job is to cut trees down. And there were certain people I'm sure we all worked with. When you got told to do something that was literally your job, guys would bitch about it. They'd be like, why do I have to do that? Oh, I'm sorry. Dude, is it not 1 o'clock on a Tuesday? Aren't you on the clock? I didn't know. Okay. Yeah, you're right, man. Sorry. I'll get somebody else. Like, it's so ridiculous, man. And that's most people.
So
It's hard to believe, but it is.
there's a lot there, and I think to Dusty's point, that self accountability, it's one of the most simple things I've ever heard that really struck me was I've dropped this name a bunch of times, so I'm just doing fucking it. Jordan Peterson. One of the things he says is, wake up, make your bed, clean your room, tell the truth. Like those, like making your bed and cleaning, having your room clean aren't hard things, and they're not consequential things that will change your life. But being able to do that, getting up and just every morning, making your bed, cleaning your room, it helps people that don't know where to go, don't know how to start. All right, start here, baby steps. But then it's tell the truth. Like being able to tell the truth for a lot of people nowadays is just like, if you really think about it, like there's a lot of people out there that, and myself included, you say these little things where it's like, well, hey, is this done? It might almost be done. Like this project might almost be done, or it will be done soon. You're like, oh yeah, it's good. Yeah, I'll send it over to you. And then you go, whoever it is, you finish the project, and you go, yeah, here you go. Here's the proof that it's done. It wasn't done, but you say, or it's, hey, why are you 5 minutes late? I got stuck in traffic. Did you though? Did you really? Like, no, fuck. I got up late and I wanted my fucking coffee. So I waited for my coffee to brew, and then I came.
There was traffic in the Starbucks line, though.
Yeah, or whatever.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Like
come
those,
on, man.
Yeah, the simple things. So, like, I think there's so much, and we've given so many people so much leeway to just be shitheads.
Well, I think that falls under that the whole Jocko extreme accountability, right? Which I subscribe to quite a bit, and it's hard. It's hard to say, hey, yeah, that was me. I fucked that up. It's way easier to go, yeah, I don't know what the fuck those guys are doing. They fucked that up. And it's easy. Everyone falls into it. And you got to remind yourself, like,
they never listen.
Yeah, it's so easy to shift. And you're not even blaming others. You're just kind of like shifting. Yeah. And it takes constant. But they said that, so in training, they would say, why do you have to make your bed? Why do you have to do this? Why does your unit have to be perfect? Well, if I can't trust you to do the simple things, how will you ever do the hard things?
Yeah, I think that's
a biblical principle right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think I'm not as I've made it known, I'm not necessarily a biblical man, but I've read it a handful of times, and there's a lot of good things that it's like if the Bible is one thing, or all these rules and ideas are one thing, it's looking at the inner workings of human beings and going, here's a flaw, here's a flaw, here's a flaw. Because we've seen this over and over and over. It's hard to tell the truth. It's hard to be consistent because it's a lot of work. But I think at the same time, if it's one of those things where you just get accustomed to, then it's a lot easier.
Sure.
But right when it happens, it's like when you grow up as a little kid, it's like, all right, who used the fucking remote last? Why are the batteries out of it? And you're like, oh, I don't know if I took the batteries out, but I was playing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I may have lost the batteries. I don't remember because, whatever. But I was like, wasn't me. Like, but it could have been, well, it might be me. I don't know, but it might be me. Like, I'm not sure. And it's a lot easier to go, I don't know.
How high were you when you were playing with the remote if you lost the battery?
I'm saying as a kid.
When we were kids,
how high were you for
as a kid?
Our older cousin came up and visited us for like a month in the summertime. I don't know. I can't remember what age we were, but dude, for 2 years afterwards, anything that happened in the house, fucking Robbie did it. Robbie did it. And we sold that shit. Yeah, no, Robbie did that shit. Yeah, right. God, Pop's like, that's 2 years ago. Yeah, fucking Robbie did it. I can't believe you just found it. But, personal accountability takes a long time. And I think it's something you have to put the reps in. And it doesn't come natural to most people. And you have to keep winning the small battles. Just like anything, really, whether it's diet or exercise. It's easy to quit especially if you train by yourself, and it's easy to quit. Go, fuck, that's enough. I'm short on time. I got my reps in. I feel good. It's easy to quit. But if you win that one, and you win tomorrow, and you win the next day, and the next day, it compounds. And then eventually it just becomes, well, I can't quit. I'm going to do this. But you have to win all the little battles to really win the war.
Well, I'll tell you, I'll never be like Journey because that's just not how I am. I remember I told you that when he was like, I could get anybody here to sign up for a 5K. I'm like, fuck, bro, you don't know me. I don't run. Like, that's not what I do. Like, but he kind of, that same thing, like, you just have to do it every day. Just do a little bit and do it and do it and do it. And then eventually, you win enough small battles, and then you look back and you go, oh, this next quote unquote big battle, this ain't shit, because I've been doing this for years.
Well, do something hard to keep things in perspective too.
That's a good idea.
That's the biggest thing with like Go Ruck. Their thing is basically like, doing these workouts and doing these events. Like, we want people to have a good time, but at some point you're gonna be looking at people and being like, this sucks. This is terrible. Prime example, when we did that tough in January down Columbus, it's 10 degrees out. It's super cold. It's 2 a.m. We go to a soccer field, I think. I don't know. It was dark.
Dog park.
It would have
frozen turds.
It was frozen ground, and it would have been better to crawl through gravel.
You could see our hotel too. That was the worst part.
Yeah, the ground was like that. How tilled up dirt looks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it was frozen.
Aerated it and it froze all.
But it was frozen. So it quite literally would have been better to crawl through gravel. Well, we get to this spot, and Cadre splits us up into teams, and he goes, all right, here's your coupons, which each team got a 60-pound sandbag, an 80-pound sandbag, and a 120-pound sandbag. He's like, all right, we're going to simulate the Battle of the Bulge. Bullets flying everywhere. You got to stay on all fours or you're going to get shot. So we're doing this evolution for like 2 hours, probably minimum. We're crawling with our 30-pound rucksacks on, 30-pound weights plus supplies,
right,
and dragging either the 80, the 120, or the 60 with us, pulling it, and we're on all fours. At one point, he goes, all right, you guys got somebody in your party was shot. You got to put them on one of these stretchers we have. They call it a Israeli litter, I think is what it's called. And we go, okay. So immediately he says that. We don't let him finish. We go, who's the lightest, who's the lightest? And he goes, you guys need to pick the heaviest person in your party.
Naturally.
So the guy that got picked in me and Dusty's party was 320 pounds without his rucksack. We shifted him on that Israeli litter on all fours for, I think, 200 yards. And part of that was up a hill. As we're shifting him, as we're able to go, me and Dusty are literally yelling to each other. I'm on the back. He's on the back on the other side, on the other handle. We're going salad with vinaigrette dressing, gluten-free chips, sugar-free, Coke, all this stuff. We get to a spot where we break, and we say something else like that, and the guy goes, oh, wait, were you guys talking about me? And we go, yeah, bro. You're like 350 pounds with a rucksack on. Like, we're glad you're trying to better yourself, but what the hell, man? Like, what is going on? We get to the top of this hill. That whole evolution, 2.5 hours. It's, 3 or 4 a.m., frozen ground. We're at the top. The cadre starts telling starts talking about the Battle of the Bulge, what it means and everything like that. We're spent. I'm to the point in the night where I start like peaking in the event, which is not saying much. It just means I have more energy. I'm not saying I'm being a rock star or doing great or anything. Dusty is at a low point where he's like, I don't know why I got into this. Like, what are we doing?
I was the bottom.
At the top of that hill after
He
we
was so
crawled?
peaked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I remember.
Because he was up right away in the night. The first while we did,
Yeah.
he was like, I feel good, man. I don't know. He looks at me as the cadre's talking. He looks over at me, and I can just see it in his eyes, and I just start laughing. And he looks at me and goes, fuck you. He goes, I don't want to. He's like, I don't want to talk to you for a week after this. And I just keep laughing. And, like, that's, I mean, you want to talk about perspective. That is something hard. That's, I mean, have you done anything as hard as that?
No.
Since we've done that?
No.
I haven't.
No, we did another one. It wasn't nearly as hard.
No. And I mean, just like all things related in life. I mean,
It gives you perspective, though.
It
really does.
yeah.
I think I might have mentioned this last time I was here. Jim Windler always says, it's hard to care about a hard day's work when you can't breathe at the top of a hill sprint.
Mhm.
And I live by that. I don't care what you got going on. You go get a workout in and you fucking give it 100%. You forgot because you can't breathe.
Yeah. Yeah. And as far as, I don't have time. You don't need a whole lot of time.
No.
Dude,
No.
if you got 15 minutes.
You get on that SRT.
Bro, if you got 15 minutes and you got any sandbag, you can get a workout. And I mean, what's the saying? You always have time for the things you put first.
Yep.
That goes for everything too.
Right.
So like when people, I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. Well, that goes for work, training, family. Like it's a packed schedule. And I mean, yeah, you might not have a whole lot of time for yourself, but I mean, pick your own adventure. What kind of life do you want to have?
How do you guys personally do that? Because I know that's obviously I talk a lot about, physical fitness and lifting and doing things, and it's easy to do something hard when you enjoy doing it. Like I enjoy lifting heavy weights. That's what I enjoy. But I fucking hate cardio and I hate speed. Like I'm not a speed guy. Like even in high school when I played football, I was fairly light for a, football player, but I was a 180-pound lineman, which is kind of, an oxymoron. But I like the strength part. I hate speed. Like, so cardio, like I despise it.
Yeah.
But just in general,
I think
how do you do
being in shape is kind of bullshit. I think you should pick a sport and train for it, or pick an event and train for it. Whether that's I'm a soccer mom and I want to do my first 5K, or I want to run a marathon or a half marathon, or I want to do a Go Ruck event. I think training just to train, or I guess you're not even training, you're working out, is kind of like masturbating. It's it passes the time, but what do you really get out of it? I know what you're thinking. But
you weren't talking to me. Okay.
I just think I think you're better off find something you love, train for it, and if that changes, that's great too. But it'll answer all those questions. Yeah, cardio. I mean, yeah, you can go run on the Stairmaster or do the steps or whatever. Keep your heart healthy, but like you really only need a real small amount, a couple times a week to 20 minutes, a couple times if you want to just maintain heart health.
Right.
But I mean, what's in shape, right? Because if you want to play for the NFL as a lineman, in shape looks a whole lot different than if you want to run a marathon.
Yeah, so I guess maybe I need to clarify that. I appreciate that what you're saying for sure. Because there's those 300-pound fucking linemen that are faster than.
Oh yeah,
the vast majority.
Sumo wrestlers are in extreme cardio shape,
right?
Believe it or not.
So how do you guys do those things that are difficult and you don't want to do, and find inspiration to do them and encourage yourself and kind of push yourself to do them? Because that's a hard thing to do. Is go. It's a ruck or whatever it is, and it's early in the morning, or some people wake up super early and people are like, well, I can't do that. Fuck that. But I could do the same thing if it's later in the afternoon. But how do you do those hard things? Is it just finding a way to do the hard thing in a way that you can kind of enjoy it, or is there something that's, deeper than that like, but finding a way to wake up and do hard things?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
So that SRT, we switched to SRT since the last time I was on here. Go Ruck came out with this training program. It's SRT, sandbag and ruck training. It's pretty sweet. It's CrossFit-esque as far as like they come out with the WOD of the day. It's, I think, 5 days a week. You get a WOD. They're usually pretty short. They're like, I would say anywhere between like 5 minutes to like 45 minutes is the total workout. It includes a warm up, so you always know how to warm up, what to do, how many reps, whatever. So it's hard to say you don't have time for 5 to 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And then there's even like makeup days involved. So if you miss a workout, you're not behind. But and then you just work that out whenever. But I think with the Go Ruck events, some of them start at 9 at night, some of them start at 2 p.m. So, I used to, when I was lifting with you guys, it was always like, I got to lift at like 2:30, 3 o'clock, because that's when I feel the strongest. Well, now it's like my whole mentality's changed, because it goes, well, I might do this at 2 a.m. I might do this at 6 a.m. So like, I should just do it when I can do it, because that's when it's going to be an event. It might be 9 p.m. It could be anywhere. So there's really no excuse not to do it, because I know it could be thrown at me at any hour. So I should just do it when I can. So, and time-wise, you don't need a whole lot of time. I mean, we've seen incredible results. In fact, I've actually scaled down, because we both have newborns, and I've scaled down how much time I spend working out, and I've actually increased probably twofold my performance just by following this program, changing some dieting issues. So unless your goal is to run like an ultra marathon, I really think it's hard to believe you don't have enough time, as long as you can make time for it. Now, you might have to sacrifice some other hobbies for it, but I think anybody has time for one or two hobbies. It just is just picking that balance.
Well, and you said, how do you find the motivation for it? I mean, I think for me and Dusty, I don't know. I mean, do you feel you need motivation to do ruck training?
I think
like most of the time, or no?
I think motivation is a fleeting emotion.
Yeah.
I think you need discipline. Holly's laughing right now. Fucking, because I'm my kids, dude. I go, you need discipline. There's no fucking discipline in it. My dude, my 2-year-old. I say discipline. She goes, ooh. She knows.
Teach him young.
I'm training a bunch of cyborgs.
Teach him young. I love it. No,
Yeah.
but what you said is like, how do you find the motivation for it? I think everybody has a motivation towards a different like modality of fitness. So like for you enjoy lifting heavy things. You just do that. Dusty found rucking, brought me on. We both enjoy it. We just do that. Like that's just the inclination we have. Tony also has the inclination to do like lift heavy things.
He's a hybrid. He's a bit of a hybrid.
Right. Or
he just likes doing gross
30
things.
days in a row.
Right, like just
you know what I
stupid,
mean?
He's a hybrid.
like gross things.
So it's not really, it's not really like, don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do. I think you should do something hard, and there is.
Well, yeah, I think you
learned.
should fall in love with the modality.
Yes.
And then the rest comes down to just hard work.
Yeah, I mean, pick something.
Well, like you said, make your bed. Nobody has the motivation to make your bed.
Yeah.
You just do it. No one wants to brush their teeth. You just do it. And then eventually it just becomes, this is what I do. I've been brushing my teeth for 20 years this way. That's how Derniad is. He just has put so many reps in.
He's a machine. He's a cyborg.
Well, he's a fucking alien.
You don't like
So
brushing your teeth?
Not really.
You enjoy the fuzzy feeling you get when you don't brush your teeth for like a day?
No.
or-
So those are not the same.
That's not exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Yeah. Having clean teeth is not the action
Mhm.
of brushing the teeth.
Yeah, I like clean teeth. I just don't like to do it.
Right.
Like a
you,
shower.
you can't
I
have
agree with
anything without working for it, though.
that. No, yeah.
but
nothing- yeah.
I like to go to bed super clean, but I
Right.
don't like to take a shower because it ruins my nighttime.
Right. So what are you gonna tell me next? Like, I like having a clean ass. I just hate wiping it. You know.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. If it is always clean,
Jeez.
Yeah,
why you shave it.
that's my
Yeah.
point though. That's where discipline comes in.
Right.
It's reps. It's all
Yeah.
reps. But it doesn't start. We didn't start like this.
No.
It was all baby steps. I did body weight training for months and months before I ever picked up a rucksack. And then I ease into a ruck, and then now it's a ruck and a sandbag. Then it's a heavier sandbag. It compounds.
Oh, so you have to step into it. That's my problem.
Yeah, you gotta ease into it.
Dude,
Because
it,
I'm like,
boots aren't
Well,
broken yet.
it almost goes back to that quote, man, about you can't think your way into right action, but you can act your way into right thinking. Like,
yeah.
dude, shut the fuck up, stop feeling, go do something, and stop being a bitch.
But at the same time, when you do get
So
it, because
aggressive.
we've got
I
some
agree,
neophiles that are like just kind of getting into it, and they try to keep up with us, and it's like, hey, whoa,
Are you talking about me?
no, I won't name any
Want us to be
names. but-
talking about
Oh,
you.
oh yeah. I mean,
No,
you
but,
can't.
but you know,
Yeah.
so you know that I'm just like he's at the back of the fucking pack.
Champ was a CrossFit coach before this. I was a military training instructor. So even though it was 10 years ago, there's still a foundation of basic movements. I understand the
Right.
body a little bit. You know, I'm not an Olympic lifter, but I understand what a squat looks like and, you know, all that. And we get some guys that have never really trained and they want to go straight 0 to 60. And it's like, hey, slow down a little bit. Like, you should feel good after this. If you feel like dick for days and days and days, you're going to have sometimes. Occasionally, you're going to overdo it.
Like the 12-star course.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Wait,
you-
can
you
I
have to-
interrupt for what? You used to coach cross country? Or did
CrossFit.
he mean
CrossFit.
CrossFit?
He said
Oh,
CrossFit.
Did he
He
say
said
CrossFit?
CrossFit.
I thought he said
CrossFit.
country.
Cross
I was
fuck
like,
off.
Cross
Country.
fuck
I
off.
heard CrossFit.
I think he
What
said.
is in this, man? Because I heard CrossFit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I thought he said
So did I.
cross
Are you
country.
drinking?
Yeah.
I thought I was the
Yeah,
drunk
what
one.
do you got over there?
Yeah.
What's in those Trulies?
Is your sub hallucinogenic dose of psilocybin going a little high there,
It went
guys?
too high, Tony.
Wait, the
Fix
fuck
this
is-
shit.
Well, yeah. When the fuck did she get psilocybin?
No shit.
Was I
It's
asleep?
called micro, not
Country.
macro dosing,
I'm
guys.
not. I'm not
Yeah.
anti psychedelics, but I'm not ready to change my brain chemistry.
We've seen
what I'm
a
saying?
couple people that are like, yo, DMT is righteous. And we're like, dude, we catch you staring at the
Yeah.
sky when
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
at the top of a tree.
That's the
man.
problem
What
I
are you
have is everyone that
talking
says it's righteous is like already on a different dimension.
about? Yeah, like
Ta-
the
you
one.
talking about Ken Kaufman?
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Exactly.
I was
exactly
gonna,
what I'm talking about.
name
I was,
but okay,
yeah.
because he didn't
Okay.
come on the show.
Okay.
So
Him-
Yeah.
I was.
Him and one other person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
because that's the guy we've tried to get on before.
Oh yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude,
Well-
sometimes Ken, I love you. You're a great guy. You've always been cool to me. I'm cool with you. Got no problems with you.
Oh,
Dude,
you're
there's
afraid he's going to put
times-
you on a list? Is that what you're
Dude,
saying?
I don't know. Look, there's times I've talked to him and he's talking and he just like shifts his focus off
Dude,
and he's still talking. And you're like,
one
you
time,
okay, bro?
one
Like,
time,
Clearing rooms.
yeah. One time we're at this cabin and it's like a 38 sleeper cabin with like a couple dozen rooms.
38.
It was the lodge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we're all drunked up. We're drinking this Kraken. It was Kraken rum, like super cheap rum. And everybody's kind of winding down for the night.
Cracking
And
rum
this
or
fucking
cracking
guy-
rum?
This guy is clearing rooms, room by room, for hours by himself. Just and we've ever since then we call him
Wait.
Kraken Fingers because
Are
when
you
he talked to you, he talked like fucking Jack Sparrow. And like if you look at the
Dude,
bottle
he
of
looks like
Kraken
Jack
rum,
Sparrow too.
Yeah, he does.
does.
Kraken rum's
I
got
love
this like I think it's an octopus or a squid or something
Oh.
with all these.
Yeah.
But
The Kraken
he's talking to you like
tentacles.
Jack fucking Sparrow the whole night.
Oh
love
my
that
I
guy.
thought you were talking about Corey there for a second, clearing rooms.
No,
Just practicing.
not that kind of clear.
Pew, pew.
Are you talking about clearing rooms or clearing chambers?
Here's an unpopular opinion.
Oh, yes.
What you got, old son?
Unpopular.
I was
opinion.
thinking about this.
Opinion, old son.
I was thinking about this. This is real unpopular.
What?
Can't wait.
Okay, so
Unpopular opinion
World
number
War
two.
II generation gets dubbed the greatest generation, right?
Here we go.
And I'm not
They
saying
did?
anyone's wrong.
By who?
Right.
Society.
I think
That's just
that's
what they say,
yeah.
that's what they're called. That's
It's
their
a
they're
general
literally
consensus.
isn't that their nickname?
Is
Yeah,
it?
that's their
When
nickname.
people talk about
call-
World War II,
they call it
the greatest generation.
The greatest generation.
They're the
yeah.
best. Suck their dicks.
Here's the thing though.
If they were alive.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm not saying they're not,
Felt like we were at the concert game.
but if they were being judged by their children, they raised the biggest bunch of shitbags in the whole fucking world.
Ooh.
Think about it. From then till now, they sold out to China. They sold out the pensions. They fucked this country up. So if you're being judged by your children, which hopefully we don't,
Oh, Jesus.
not the greatest.
I mean, my little girl's an angel so far.
So far.
I mean,
So
she's
far.
like 4 months old.
She's like you're fucked.
like 7 weeks, but okay.
Oh. No.
What?
What?
No,
What?
that's 7 weeks. She's
Yeah,
gotta be
she was
older than
born-
that.
Yeah,
August 3rd.
she's out. Yeah, mine's 2 months.
Time.
This is
time's-
chronic curiosity, not chronic math.
Math.
Let's move
Yeah.
along.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. Time is
7-ish weeks.
a weird
Yeah,
thing.
what are you, a
It
cop?
is. It
Jesus.
is.
Well, time is a weird thing because we talked about your daughter's birth while we were rucking, and maybe because it was such a painful event for me that I tried to like push it way back in time.
We talked about so much.
Oh yeah, you
Stuff that-
cover a lot of topics in 12 miles.
I've known Fred for a while. Like we've had conversations, but we got so deep into stuff that we've never got into. Mostly because, like you've said on the podcast before, not really a people person. I don't know. Maybe you've never really cared for me. I don't know. That's cool if you don't. A lot of people don't.
No,
care for me. It's
I really enjoy your company. I do.
But all I'm saying is
Wholeheartedly.
that just goes to speak when you're rucking and you're trying to distract yourself. You really
You'll cover
you'll
topics.
go down the rabbit hole.
Well,
We've
I think
talked
that's-
about
We've
so
talked-
much.
Yeah.
So that just like speaks to you. Where you're
Isn't
just like,
that the
dude,
beauty
I
of it, though?
need-
When you're going
Yeah.
through pain with somebody.
That's-
and
yeah.
that's one
And
of
it
the
doesn't have
funnest
to be
things.
rucking. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever really talked about it on the show before, but that's one of the funnest things about, and that's I will tell you this, literally the only reason if I had to list the reasons in the top 3 why I ruck, why I have rucked, and why I will attempt to continue to do it is one,
The sodomy.
well, I need to get that fucking patch.
The sodomy patch.
That's real. When you're rucking and
Yeah.
you're like, there's a patch at the end of the rainbow. Yeah.
Real hard pass. Dude.
There's a
Right.
There's
Not
a
even for $1
leprechaun.
million.
Nope.
there's a leprechaun with a
Nope.
heart on and a
Nope.
strap on backwards, and he's got
Hey,
the
it's a-
sodomy patch.
it's
Hey, you got the
He's got
sodomy
that
patch.
sodomy patch.
Hey, welcome to the end of the
Dude.
rainbow. You
They
got
go
the
at
sodomy
the end
patch.
of the
When me and
rainbow.
him-
Come to me, tent, and I'll sodomize you.
When we did that 20 miler, and we were fairly unprepared for it. You reach a state where you're in so much pain. We're limping. We are at
It was really bad.
a wheelchair pace, which is ironic because we were talking about if we had a wheelchair,
It's fucking ableist.
how faster we could walk and what we would do.
How faster?
How faster?
I believe those were the words
How,
we
how,
used.
how-
How
did-
faster you
yeah.
think we could walk?
I needed a wheelchair at the last event we did.
oh
'cause I
yeah,
would-
this 20 miler.
yeah.
Dude.
We were like,
My upper body was still good. I would have pushed
Well,
the fuck out of that thing.
you gotta realize. So I let Chase plan this. I'm a bit of a meticulous.
You know what? I
I'm a
like
pla-
Chase,
I'm a planner.
and I'm cool with him, but fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's a serial killer. Right, great guy, probably a serial killer.
Him and Tim Colgan hang out.
So yeah, for sure. So we planned this. We let Chase plan it. He brought it up. He's like, I probably wouldn't do it. I said, no, dude, plan whatever you want. We'll come. So he plans it.
because it was his idea.
It was his
He
idea.
said we need to do a 20 miler. Where should we do it? And he goes, oh, Peninsula.
Peninsula,
Is that how
yeah,
you say it?
Cuyahoga
Yeah.
Valley National Park. Yeah.
I go there all the time.
Yeah,
And you
that's
go,
what he said. I
You
go there all the
okay,
time.
Cool.
You plan it, bro.
Go.
Make it
Well,
work. I
tell
said,
us
here's
when.
your deadline. So he
when.
plans it. He doesn't mention he plans it all from his desk on a computer and doesn't actually like when I plan shit, I go, I might chair fly it, but then I kind of go out and check some things. Nope. All Google Maps. He doesn't realize that some of the courses he has us going through are no longer there. So mind you, it's 1 a.m. We're at like our 18-mile mark. There's not a fucking trail anymore. We are bushwhacking through a trail that's not there. In fact, it's actually worse because it used to be a trail, and so then they dropped a bunch of trees over it to get rid of the trail and make it arduous for people to walk, so no one ever walked there again.
You're doing it.
So now it's harder than walking on not a trail. And
Keep in mind, this is the longest either of us had ever run.
Never
before.
walked that
by
far.
a lot. We'd only done 12 milers.
12 miles,
So,
and we're going for 20.
Has he done
Yeah.
this before? Like,
No.
Not that
because
trail.
he seems like a real
No.
go-getter. Because
No.
if I had that in my,
He's a mountain biker.
Yeah, he's a really good mountain biker.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like an endurance mountain biker.
He
He's got
normally
long
finishes
legs.
like 4th in his age group out
Mhm.
of 7 people. So,
Yeah, that's at least.
I mean, at least at the last, 2 or 3
Yeah,
events?
that's really
all
yeah.
I know is he
So-
can fucking move. He's got long legs.
Yeah.
He gets it.
Hardcore.
He didn't like that when we took him though.
No.
But yeah, anyway, so the whole time there was some discussion about a wheelchair and what we would sit on in order to get that wheelchair.
We are limping when we're going through the woods.
Hardcore.
So that's the thing. So we get, last mile? We're back on the trail. We're walking. And D looks at me. He's like, man. He's like, dude, I tell you what, man. He's like, if a homeless guy came out of the woods right now with a wheelchair and named his price for me to have it, he's like, I would probably do just about anything to have that wheelchair because my arms feel great. I said, bro, if that wheelchair had a dildo on it that went up and down with the cycle of the wheels, I said I wouldn't be able to get on it fast enough. It is, dude. We are barely getting
rotational Sibian.
Dude, for real, we are barely getting our feet off of the pavement at this point. Like you can hear our feet dragging. Chase is.
He left us.
I mean, 300 yards ahead of us. He's gone, man. It's
that.
1:30 a.m. We thought this, 20-mile ruck. Oh yeah, man. We'll average, 20-minute miles or whatever. Dude, we started.
We bombed it.
Yeah, 6 p.m. We'll be done
We
by
bombed it.
11. Dude, it was so horrible. I still stand by that statement. I would have, for sure, even in hindsight,
12
homeless
inches.
guy, dildo wheelchair,
Mhm.
out of the woods,
100%.
last mile.
100%.
I'm sitting on that wheelchair.
100%.
I'm
Why?
sitting
No,
on that wheelchair. bro.
I feel like I can connect. With
If
that.
you, if you can't connect,
Man.
you've never rucked 20 miles.
telling
Yeah,
you.
but I've rucked 12, and
Yeah.
I can already connect with that, so
Bro,
it's
if
fine.
you've never been willing to ride a dildo wheelchair, you've never done anything hard.
Well,
I'm just gonna say, unpopular opinion number dose.
Where we really fucked ourselves. So we did that 20 miler as a test because 2 weeks after that we had a double event plan that was going to be 20 miles followed by a 10 miler. So we were going to do 30.
Jesus.
Yeah,
What we fucked up is we destroyed ourselves in this 20 miler.
So
I
you
had-
signed up for a 20 and a 10.
No, we were already signed up. We were already signed up.
That's where you fucked up.
tough basic. Yeah.
So we destroyed our feet among other things, and then 2 weeks later had to go do the actual event where it really counted. On our feet were already hamburger,
Mhm.
totally fucked.
It was. But
We made
did
it, though.
We got double
We made
patch.
it. Double
prove it.
patch. Double
yeah,
patch.
we did it.
We ended up sleeping in a parking garage in between events on cots.
Well, I did.
Yeah, I didn't sleep.
Yeah, he did.
I watched some
slept.
soft porn
Right. I slept.
just to stay sharp.
Titanic.
right.
That's
Well,
what
yeah.
you watch.
Plumbers.
Not that soft.
No.
You hate me like a French girl, Rose.
Jesus
What's that?
Christ.
The one with Halle Berry and Billy.
Monster Ball?
Yeah.
Monsters Ball?
Did you watch that one?
Several times.
That
Well,
one
I
will
watched
get
it
you
once,
going.
and I watched that one scene.
Yeah.
You guys ever watch Monster Ball?
Yeah, and swordfish.
So,
Oh yeah.
Come on, if we're throwing
Oh,
Halle Berry's
yeah.
tits in the mix.
When he's getting that blowy while he's doing that hacking.
Yeah.
God, I wanted to be a hacker after that for years. I wanted to hack. I want to
can't.
hack shit.
yeah, you can't have that level of concentration.
Tony, you're
while getting
you're a similar
blowy.
age to me. Do you remember growing up just wanting to be a hacker? Everybody wanted to be a fucking hacker. Like they made movies about hacking back in the day.
You
don't remember that?
The
Nope.
Napster.
No,
Okay.
No.
Tony, right away.
As interesting,
not my
Tony.
aspiration.
Yeah, as interesting Tony wants to come off to be. Sometimes he can be a real dud.
No shit. You didn't grow up wanting to be a hacker.
I don't know
Right
what to
now.
tell
What
you
we
guys.
need to do?
You
You have to ask him. Like, we
Dude,
have to
there was
play a
that one
word
movie
game.
where they were like hacking in and like fucking up government.
Italian Job.
No,
No.
wait, dude, you're
Way
like
older, way older.
You were way older. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking. So many hacker movies. The one with Sandra Bullock. Everybody wanted to be a fucking hacker when I was growing up.
What hacker movie was Sandra Bullock? Speed?
Hey,
No,
There's no
that's
hackers in
not
Speed.
That's a Speed.
Hey,
Is there
hey,
hackers in Speed?
hey,
No,
fingers,
it's congenial.
where are you over there?
That's a-
Hey,
The
What was
Net.
The Net.
1995.
Yeah, there we go.
I am
The Net.
IMDb.
What was the
everybody wanted to be a hacker. Growing
what was
up.
the what was speaking of, what was that one fucking movie where they it was like a murderer that was putting a live stream on of the person, and then the more people that, like, it was kind of like a Saw-esque
yep,
type
yep.
movie, and the more people that watched the live stream, the quicker it killed the
Mhm.
person.
But everybody was tuning in. They couldn't help themselves.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
was like, oh, I want to see it. Like, but you need a hacker.
I saw it. I don't know.
You need a hacker to be able to
gotta
shut the
hack.
feed down.
Everybody needed to be able to hack.
You need
back
to
in
be
the
able to
day.
hack.
Untraceable. 2008.
Untraceable. 2008.
What?
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
You never saw?
Dude.
Did you ever see that?
Wait, no. What's the Sandra Bullock movie?
The Net.
The net.
The Net.
Oh,
Super
sorry.
good.
That was
Sorry.
2000.
I had such a crush on her.
She was.
She was hot. Dude.
Still
She
is.
was.
Still is.
Dude.
The Blind Side?
Miscongeniality.
I was gonna
The
say, what do you mean?
Blind
Was
Side. He's
still,
like, hang on.
still
Oh,
smashing.
I find her
Still
more attractive,
smashing.
a little bit older and with the southern accent. Is that wrong,
No, I don't think so.
dude? Dude.
I would say I think she could be attractive because she's like not completely a fucking idiot.
She's like the girl next door.
Yeah, she's
She's
very
good,
girl
But
next
I don't-
doorish.
I don't care about intelligence.
Yeah, but like
what?
Jessica
Yeah.
Simpson. Like there was a time.
Have you seen Employee of the Month?
Yes.
Hot.
No, super hot and
Yes.
The
Dukes
Dukes
of
of Hazzard.
Oh,
Dukes of
yeah.
Hazzard. She's super. Her body's banging. Was.
What do you mean? What
Thank
she
you.
look like now? Can we get a
She's-
current pic of Jessica Simpson?
I think she's getting fairly thick.
She's aging. I mean,
Aging.
like,
Cue
what's-
up the Goodyear.
Ish is a pretty large gray area. Can
Yeah.
we see what Ish
So her
looks
body
like?
was great, but then that whole I think what did it for me was the not Nick Cannon. God
Chicken of
damn
the
it.
sea.
The chick the tuna
Nick,
the chicken
Lachey.
like shit.
Lachey.
Nick, yeah, because they always
Lachey.
call
He's,
Nick
French.
Nick Legay.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Was
he's
he
in
Jonas
Letterkenny.
Brother?
No, it was 98 degrees, right?
Sure.
Oh, nice.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't Backstreet Boys, or it wasn't quite NSYNC.
Dude, Hanson came on the other day. Fuck, that's still good.
Bop, yeah.
Bop, shabop, shabop.
Bro,
Yeah.
did you know Jessica Simpson claimed to be a virgin up until like the mid 2000s?
I believe
some
that.
Crazy
She only
shit?
did anal.
What?
That's it. I believe it.
Yeah, truth.
Wait, that can't be. Hang on.
Who's
okay.
that guy?
That was 2020.
That is.
That ain't no Nick Lachey.
No,
There's
that is-
nothing wrong with that. She
I mean,
looks like she is.
Oh,
No.
That's what Fred was
Nuh-uh.
oh yeah.
Nah. Go back to the other
No,
one.
she got. Yeah, there was a time period there where she put on a little bit of weight.
I'll tell you who's hard
She
to look
put on a lot
at
of
is
weight.
that girl from The Voice. Jesus
Which-
Christ.
Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
Dude, what happened?
Dude, I don't. She looks like she ate someone.
She looks
Yo,
like she ate
looked like-
Kelly Clarkson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was
you're right.
horrific.
She's
And now-
wearing a Kelly Clarkson suit. She's a fucking
and
alien.
it's stretching, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's 100
Some
pounds
su-
too heavy
asking for
for
some
the Kelly
sugar,
Clarkson
sugar water.
Hey, this is
She's
my
100
truck.
pounds too
Dude,
heavy for the
I
Kelly
swear, that's-
Clarkson
truck.
suit.
That's the best alien movie ever. He's all sugar water.
Bro, if there are aliens, Men in Black is real.
No,
Without
for
a
sure.
doubt.
Yeah,
That's the
I-
only
that's-
plausible explanation,
I
right?
love that movie.
How do
So
they
good.
stay hidden? And
So good.
like
Because
you know
they're
what I
wearing
mean?
Joe Biden's
How?
skin.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Wait,
no. Joe Biden is just like Joe Biden needs to be arrested for elderly abuse. That's what needs to happen.
Wait. So
Yes.
so who's he abusing?
No.
Jill.
Biden needs to be
Oh,
arrested
Jill
because she
Biden.
let her husband run for president.
You know, it just hit me. She was real on the forefront while he was being elected. Like she was out there, and like she was always with him. Like they're, like the
Oh
first
yeah,
lady.
they're conveying
Yeah.
wholesome family
I
values.
don't remember the last time I saw the first lady.
You remember the last time you saw the vice president?
Yeah,
Bro,
actually,
she's
just
out.
recently.
She's
No,
out, bro.
she was no. They, she
Probably
just-
hiding evidence in California, wrongfully convicting people.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We did it, Joe. We did it.
Yeah. No, like she just said something about how they need to investigate the southern border. And everyone's like, wait a minute, I thought that was your job.
That's what I was gonna say.
She's still on the campaign trail.
Yeah.
Dusty, did you see this massive shit in your toilet? Bro, we gotta investigate this, man. We gotta know what's going on. Dude.
Isn't that the problem though? So on a 4-year term, right? They spend 2 years campaigning for the reelection.
Oh yeah.
When you look at like the whole world scheme, I think we're losing in that regard because they're so worried about being reelected that they, unfortunately the popular opinion is not the right answer a lot of times. And so when you look at China and Russia, who have these long-term goals of world supremacy, we're just focused on these short 4-year terms. And I think we lose a lot of ground that way because we're so focused on popular opinion. We have to win this quarter. We have to win this year. And China's like, we don't give a fuck. We're going to win the next 20 years.
Yeah,
Don't we lose out a little bit on that?
I think we do a lot, but I don't think the way China goes about it, I don't think is great. That's a very deep topic. But
Explain.
I also,
Benefits of communism.
no, but yeah,
Explain.
but
there you
also,
go.
I feel like they're
Monarchy.
very efficient.
yeah, no, I don't think they are.
If you could be one thing,
Actually,
Be efficient.
speaking of China, and we've brought him up, Jason Sheftel has a video out talking about the whole real estate crisis that's going on in China right now. It's like an hour long, but he just rambles because that's kind of what he does. But it sheds a lot of light on how theoretically, in his view, that China is not nearly as dangerous as we're led to believe because they're crumbling from the inside out. But it's portrayed to us that there could be this superpower, so we need to do these things to like go on down the road. But I think part of the problem is that we're so focused on those 4 years, and the people are focused on the 4 years for this new president, whatever it might be. But if we didn't have so much money tied to government positions and the ability for these government officials to make so much money off of it, I think that's the point that most people don't focus on enough. Is okay, the president only makes what, $350,000 a year. Senate members only make $200,000 a year. Well, that's not that
Only.
much.
Only.
But how much do they make for the things they do once they leave?
yeah, everybody knows that's just a placeholder number.
Well, how
Right,
how
but
are they
that's the
making-
problem is we don't adjust that enough. Like, you know what? If we went to a decision where, maybe those government positions make $400,000 a year, $500,000 a year. But once you leave office, you can't. It is illegal to go and do speaking engagements
Oh, 100%.
after you get out of office. Guess what? People will go, you know what? I'm okay. Like, I would consider that.
Well, yeah, think about it. The president runs the largest economy in the world, yet makes like pittance. I mean,
400,000 a year.
look at what First Energy execs make tenfold times what he makes a year. Like significantly more money. All actually CEOs, anything relatively comparable makes significantly more
So
money.
why
per
would you
year.
want to go into government?
So why would you
But
go?
throw all that out. The problem isn't we said when they leave government. The problem is they're not worth shit when they go into government. While they're still in government, all of a sudden their net worth goes up exponentially while they're still in government.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole different topic. But
Right.
the reason they go into government isn't the reason that they make money afterwards. So I think it's the reason a lot of people go into government is because their parents have ties and they're the C's and D's. They get degrees and they don't want to go be an Elon Musk. They don't have a vision. They don't want to be the Bezos of the world because they don't have the brain capacity to do that.
Well,
Like I get you look at AOC. Is she a smart, intelligent and, articulate person? Not the most, but more
No, she
than
is. She's
more than-
intelligent. She's
no,
you think she
articulate.
might
More
just
than-
be playing a role though?
no, but more than normal. But like a lot of these people, a lot of these government officials get into office because of who their parents were. So, I mean, George Bush. You don't think like George W. Bush, the decider, would have been the president?
Clearly an outlier. No ties to the government.
Clearly, no ties whatsoever. Or Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton. She never nobody would fucking know her name. If it's all about the
Willie.
ties.
Yeah.
So but who wants the people that actually have some kind of, wholesome view on life and like positive view on life that have this vision that want to do something with the world, want to be in government. Like it's a rewardless job unless you can make a bunch of money after you go. And it's like, well, my dad, the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could set you up an appointment, but you're gonna have to buy my shitty ass fucking art for $2 million.
Dude, that guy's legit. Dude.
Bro, come on.
Right.
But you know what though? Isn't it a little bit outrageous?
Man, are you kidding me?
Okay, look.
You want some watercolors
All right, hear me out.
in your bedroom?
Okay.
On your ceiling?
Is it
Like
it-
pumping away?
is it awkward?
at watercolors?
Is it awkward that Biden's son is a crackhead? Yes. But listen, as a parent, you do the best you can with what God gave you, right? So maybe he did his best with that fucking kid. You know what I mean? I think maybe it was Roosevelt or one of them had a real shithead kid, and he's like, "Look, I can either run the company or take care of that kid."
It was Roosevelt.
You got to fucking pick
The
one.
female.
Which
Yeah.
Roosevelt?
Yeah, he had a wild child.
Teddy.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. It's Teddy. He had a wild child, and he said, "I can either run the country or I can take care of her. I can't do both." And you know, I give Biden scrap. You know,
See, that's the thing, though, is if you're that great, like Teddy
Yeah, but
was,
what if
like,
he's not doing either?
I think he's doing a great job. I think he's doing a wonderful job.
So you agree with
Like shitting
how
the bed.
Afghanistan?
Yeah, super good job.
Okay.
Yeah, he's super good.
Next.
Yes.
Next.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He did a really good job.
Next.
Well, dude, I mean, his son is also what, like 40?
Yeah, no
How
shit.
he's like pushing
How
50.
are we holding? Look,
Yeah, you're holding somebody. I hope
yeah,
I'm not held accountable.
dude.
Accountable.
Jesus.
I hope I'm
Hang
not
on.
held accountable.
Which island?
Yeah, I'd rather be held as a cannibal than accountable for my children at 40.
Dude, when my kids
Like,
turn
dude.
18 and they do something fucked up, I'm gonna be like, "That
What did
wasn't-
Pop- what did
I
Pop
did
say
the
to
best
us?
I could.
We were like 25. He's like, I don't care what you boys do. I don't care if you suck each other's dicks. We're at 25. We're holding him to 40. Jesus.
Your dad said that to you?
Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Does
Look,
that
man.
actually
Look,
surprise you?
A little. Dude, I know less. I gotta tell you, man.
Fucking contain yourselves.
I gotta tell you, out of all the things I've heard old Les rant about, his sons sucking each other's dicks. I can't believe he wouldn't get fired up about that.
No, yeah.
That is.
that was the point.
outrageous.
He
That
was
is
fired up
hard
about
to
it.
believe.
I can't remember the context. but
Hey,
yeah,
I don't remember, but this one time Dad was like, it was probably an important life lesson.
I'm sure.
I don't know. My mom brought something up. She was like, you know, as you can imagine, she's a bit, you know,
She has to deal with that.
concerned about us. She's concerned, you know, and she brought up some concerns to him, and that was his response. Oh man,
You know what? I take it back. That might be the most fuckery I've ever heard. Ever.
At least he's got her back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, he does. Yeah, he's a Parsons. He's on Team Parsons for sure, man.
He's
I like this. He's great, man. He's good.
he's got acceptance locked down.
Oh yeah.
As long as you don't fuck with his shit.
As long as
Yeah.
you don't voice. No, how did I want to say that? As long as when he's telling you a story and he's getting worked up, you don't take the other person's side.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. That'd be
Dude,
that'd be suicide.
I've talked.
You know
to
what's
him.
even worse? Being the other
other
person.
Bro, I've talked to him on multiple occasions, him and Randy, where they're telling a story, they're getting red in the face. I told that motherfucker, if you wanna, I'll fiend that motherfucker. And I'm sitting there, and they're both like red, like yelling. I'm like, dude, I'm on your team. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, he gets a wound up.
Yeah, you just have to
They
let him
start-
go.
If you made a
White
sudden
knuckle.
move, you may be on
they
fire.
start, they start white knuckling their fist. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm on your side, man. I don't, fuck that guy.
no,
don't
I made
know.
that mistake once.
Well, what'd you do?
Because Fred fucked up.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
have it
like
real.
14 years ago.
Yeah, Fred
That's-
said. I can't actually. I don't remember what side you're on.
It was,
the buffalo or the bison.
Yeah, it was. That's
I
why.
can't
That's why
remember.
this guy is sitting here.
I can't
now.
remember whose team
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be on here, but love you, pops.
Yeah.
So what happened?
You know, the best was pops would always be like, you know, you're big, but I still fuck you up all the time, all the time. Like you're not even challenging.
Yeah.
Him. He'd be like,
Just-
hey,
just-
hey, just so you know, still fuck you up.
You walk in the house after working like a double at your teenage shit job. You like throw your keys down. You're just like, and he's like, you're big, but I still fuck you up. You're just like, dude, I just got done working like 14 hours, man. What? Tell me this right now, man.
I was like well into adulthood, probably past military, and he was like, "What size shirt you wear?" I was like, "Oh, like a large." He's like, "You still can't fill out a fucking shirt like I can. Look at this shit." He's like wearing extra large.
That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
This was last week.
Yeah.
He's got to assert his dominance.
He does. He does that well.
What'd you do, Fred? How did you?
No. Oh, so we're gonna.
Yeah.
I think we've brought it up. We've
Fred overstepped
no. Yeah.
under a landmine.
I did.
Habitual line step.
Look,
I did. I don't think we've ever actually talked about it, but yeah, I brought up the bison that we have here. It was when I first started dating Cass. Probably within the first couple months. He's a hunter, likes watching his nature shows and his hunting shows with his TV sitting on the carpet.
surround sound. I hooked it up.
Yeah. And he said something about a buffalo, and I'm a stickler for specifics and
Specificity.
yeah, and a North American bison is not a buffalo. Those are two different species of animals. And I was like, well, actually, those are bison. Like a buffalo, like we don't have buffalo in North America. That's a bison. And it went quickly downhill
South.
from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, very. And then, because Corey obviously was like talking shit to my pops, like, yeah. And then they had like a legit like encyclopedia or something on one of the bookshelves. He pulls off and Corey reads it, and it basically said exactly what I was saying. And Corey was like, "Yeah, fucking duh. Pops is right. Of course it's a you're fucking wrong." And I'm like, "What? Like you just read exactly what I said, and it's a fucking bison, not a buff." And they were like, "Wah!" And then they both hated me for, at least 2 years. It was probably 2 years.
Imagine being on the wrong side of
That's
Les and Corey at the same time.
Yeah. So it took probably, I'd say
because facts don't matter.
And you guys are
at that
still in.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
Oh yeah,
incredible.
no,
That's incredible.
It probably took at least
guys
2
ended up
years.
getting
It was so much tension for a long time.
Yeah, it was years.
It was fucking weird.
And Dusty wasn't around during the whole thing.
Thank God.
Over Buffalo versus Bison.
Yeah, I had to go to the military to get away from it. Yeah.
Corey's probably back there when you talk about like, yeah, man, it's Bison, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's Bison.
Well,
Corey's back there. Yeah, man, you let some guy who's trying to slip Cassie digits tell us what an animal is? Are you kidding me right now, Pops? You gotta stand up for this shit. Let's go.
But isn't that
So
all,
who's
isn't
boss?
that, isn't that all arguments, right? So
Slipping
it is
people's
a bison for sure, 100%. It's a bison. But wasn't it also called a buffalo? Because when they came
the
over,
common vernacular.
the
was a
vernacular
North
was buffalo.
American
Oh, you mean
So-
how we called
And
the
I
Native
think
Americans
the
Indians?
encyclopedia was worded weird. It was like,
So
It wasn't
isn't
worded
but that
weird.
isn't that all arguments?
Yeah.
Whether it's diet or politics, it's like there's some gray area, and then there's like this huge trench of division.
Yeah. Well, I think the last time we had one of those conversations, it was in a group chat, and I don't remember. What was it? It was
do you call the Saturday that's coming up next
Oh, the next-
Saturday?
Oh, yeah.
And everybody agreed with me.
Well, either way, but we were having like,
Either
and
way.
Dusty. Had,
Hmm.
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong here. I'm just saying it happened.
Oh,
And then like you had said something and I had said something, and then he was like, or you just pull a fucking gun to your face and fucking pull the trigger. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
that got way out of hand.
Yeah, I was like,
not by me.
Yeah.
Not by me. Not by me. I never threatened
not
violence.
less, of course.
We're threatening violence.
No.
over
No,
what
no,
you
no, no,
call-
no, no.
Mhm.
No, it was
Yeah.
just he was just like he took
Upcoming
it a little too far. Like
Yeah, he takes
does.
it a little hard. He goes
And I
hard
was
in
like,
paint.
you know what?
I mean?
Yeah, I'll just not comment in family.
Fred has literally
text
never
messages anymore.
participated in this family
Mhm.
group text
A
since.
true
Yeah,
scholar.
I was like,
His words. without a
He goes
doubt.
hard in paint.
Yeah, you gotta know how to communicate. You know.
you know, that's people are different and they communicate differently.
I got lambasted for something similar with a few. Do you remember that on Facebook?
Holly put it on.
Mhm.
Yeah. What was
Yeah,
what was
because a
your-
Midwestern a few is a little bit more than others.
The
Like-
A
Midwestern
few is
one
3,
more?
Yeah.
right?
So
3 or more.
apparently, a few,
Allegedly.
a couple, or a few. I can't remember the exact details,
No,
but
hang on.
a couple is supposed to be 2. A few is
Okay.
like 3. But if you're gonna have a couple beers, are you held at 2, or could it be you're gonna have a couple, but let's just see where it goes.
Maybe like 2 to 4.
2 to 5, 10, 7.
Alcohol is always an X factor, though.
Right,
You know
right.
what I mean? Like
But-
you can withhold those parameters.
I don't
You're
remember
talking
the
about anything
fine
other than
details at
alcohol,
this point.
yeah.
I was probably wrong grammatically,
because he's
but-
recorded, yeah.
but because I'm being recorded.
Culturally,
Love you, babe.
it's
But
it's
you know,
what's-
you have a couple beers. Does that mean you exactly 2? You
I can
measured
see
it.
that. I agree with you there.
Are you talking to the mother of your children?
I had a couple galley boys.
Are you talking to them?
Which was 3.
Because
If
that's
you're talking to
three,
the mother of
which
your
is 3.
children, then they're expecting 2.
they.
See,
You have to be very precise
yeah,
with your
the
words.
disconnect is a few can be 3 or more. I think a few,
Yeah, if you,
3
yeah,
or more.
yeah.
Several is like,
7.
hey,
Obviously,
I'm
it
gonna
starts
get-
at 7.
Yeah. I'm gonna get.
I don't
shit-faced
remember the
tonight.
details.
No,
I was
several,
most
7.
likely
Yeah.
wrong grammatically on paper, but there's Midwestern slang. You know what I'm saying?
And I also agree. Whenever you involve alcohol,
Yeah.
it's
What
It
time are you
is
going to be home?
implied.
In a
It's
couple
implied.
hours.
yeah, it's
And
implied.
that's 2 a.m. Everyone knows that.
Because
A couple.
Or
past
6
midnight.
or
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Exactly.
Right.
Well,
It's
see,
it's implied. There's a
gray area.
ambiguity there.
If you asked exactly what time, I would say 2 hours.
the problem is getting hung up on specificity when alcohol is introduced.
Exactly.
You can't.
Because, why? Why would you do that?
Mm-hmm.
That's because you're kind of
Because you're talking to somebody who's not drinking. That's the problem.
yeah. But at that point, they should know
What are they, a
better.
cop?
Yeah, they should know better
No,
because they're the ones that's not drinking, so they should know better.
The worst part
There's
is when,
ambiguity there.
is when you're talking to them and they know the last time you did this and the 15 times before this. You said a couple hours.
and it was 2 a.m.
And it was 7 hours later. And they go, okay. And then they get upset. Like, this is the first time it happened. You're like, look, I'm sorry. I can't change.
what a
This is
couple
what it
hours
is.
mean when I say
I don't
Right.
know,
So that
you know.
and that brings the question: is it the Webster's definition or is it the commonly used? Because I would argue that commonly used, a couple beers or a couple hours would significantly indicate 5 to 7.
I agree.
I like the 2
But
a.m.
I'm not a
thing.
lawyer.
I think if you're talking to somebody who is partaking in alcohol consumption and they say, yeah, a couple hours, just assume the worst. Like if it's 5
Sure.
p.m., just be like, all right, 2 a.m. And then you can't get let down unless they, go
Set the bar.
missing.
So what you're
Yeah,
saying is set
you
the
know?
bar low.
I don't know.
Always.
I don't
Step
even know if I
over
say
it.
that. I would just.
That's what I tell my
Always
kids all the time.
step over the bar.
Set the bar as low as
Always.
possible. Step over.
Yes. I agree. I couldn't agree more. So, aliens.
Yeah.
Nah,
Oh, yeah.
he's not
Yeah.
here.
You know,
He's not here.
You know,
All right.
Tony won't humor us on that.
All right, let's talk about
No.
Tony. Will you humor us on the simulation theory?
Maybe.
Have you heard about that? Some Joe Schmo, who's way smarter than me, did
We're in the calculations.
basically.
Fuck that
He
guy.
crunched the numbers. He's from Harvard or Yale.
Yeah, but
one of
he-
those-
Quantum physics or some bullshit.
Whatever.
It's anything that starts with theoretical.
Yeah, I don't know if it
Is
did
it-
or not.
That guy has a theoretical girlfriend.
You theoretically stop listening.
He theoretically, yeah, whatever. Anyways, so this guy, I don't remember where he's from. I don't remember his name. I remember reading the buzzwords in the article. This scientist did a probability analysis on there are basically 4 possibilities. We live in a simulation and we know about it. We live in a simulation and we don't know about it. We don't and we do know about it, or we don't know about it. So, for sake of argument, the not knowing about it became 1. So it's 3. Is either we live in a simulation and we do know about it, don't know about it, or we don't. The probability, I don't know how they figured this out. I should have read more of the article. The probability of us living in a simulation and not knowing about it was like 40-some% over living in it and knowing about it and just not living in a simulation at all. That is bananas. That's insane, man.
Is that on that chart?
I don't know.
I
Did you
looked.
pull that up?
I could tell.
Oh, the
it's
Great
definitely
Awakening?
on that chart.
Yeah. Fred, did you hear about
Everything
that,
ridiculous is on that chart.
That study that some guy that was way smarter than us did?
Which there's a lot of those.
Oh, jeez. All right.
That's every study.
You're gonna have to narrow
Every
this down.
study.
Whoever's listening.
Every
this doesn't
person
hear
with a
this.
degree
Okay.
with
To
every
narrow that
study.
down from
Guy
there.
that was super smart did an analysis of simulation theory. He did, okay, we live in a simulation. We do know about it or we don't know about it.
Oh,
We don't live in one.
We're gonna start the simulation talk.
Yeah. We don't live in one, and we know about it or we don't know about it. So
Right.
he combined the not living in one
Mhm.
as one. So he had 3 possibilities: living
Right.
in one and knowing about it, living in one and not knowing about it, and then just not living in
Right.
one. The probability of us living in a simulation and not knowing about it was like 40-some-odd% over living in a simulation and knowing
Oh,
about
I thought it was a lot
versus-
higher than that.
I don't remember exactly.
I
so
think
I'm
it was-
lowballing it.
No,
Yeah.
I think it was a
Yeah.
lot higher than that because when you look at technology, this is the key factor for me. When you look at technology and how much it's advanced, so even backing up a little bit, is you look at the human species, race, the timeline as a whole. You guys hold on, answer.
Keep going.
Beers. I gotta
What
get
you-
ready for this.
What you want, old son?
Something good.
What you want, old son?
I
Yeah.
don't care.
So if you consider the human species on a timeline, and I'll even play nice and go back to
Sure.
8,000 years.
Mhm.
So most people can admit that civilization has been around for 8,000
Oh,
years.
yeah.
At least.
Right. No, yeah, like I said, we're gonna start at a decent timeline. So 8,000 years, what's happened in the last 8,000 years? And you really can contemplate that entire timeline, and then you look at the last 100 years. So there's people that are alive. There's quite a few of them that are over 100 years old. Okay. What has happened in their lifetime? When you look at the technology aspect of everything, how far have we moved? So that we are on essentially an exponential curve
Sure.
of technology.
Mhm.
So when you get on this exponential curve, what are we continually trying to do? You look at Elon Musk and his Neuralink and all of the algorithms that social media and websites and the internet and all these things, you combine all these and robots and AI, all this stuff. If we have done this in the last 100 years, what's the next 100 years hold for us? So it's not hard to see if you go, okay, you extrapolate that and go, okay, in the next 100 years, well, if we're looking at climate change, nuclear warfare, planting things in our brains and becoming symbiotic with electronics, what are the odds that somebody goes, hey, you know what? Climate change is a real big deal. And and nuclear warfare is a real big deal. And hunger is a real big deal. All these different things that we face as humanity. You know what we should do? We should create some kind of computer program to use the AI that we've created and see where all these things lead given different scenarios. One might call those simulations. You look at virtual reality, how far it's come in the last 10 years. So it makes sense, the trajectory that we're on, that at some point we will create simulations that we plug into or that just happen to see what happens. So you take that and you go, okay, well, if we're on this timeline to do that, well, then what's to say that we're not already on that timeline? And it's not already happening
It's
now.
a good theory, but aren't we giving ourselves a little too much credit? I mean, realistically, I mean,
Maybe.
we shit in clean drinking water. I don't know what you think about that for a
I
second.
mean, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I mean,
You shit in clean water. Think about that.
I only shit.
We are in the middle of a water crisis. We might not realize it. We are in the middle of a water crisis, and we shit in drinking water. There's plenty of other options. There's rainwater. There's runoff water. We shit in clean water. Aren't we kind of putting ourselves a little bit on a pedestal that we don't belong? That's my thought. We're slightly evolved monkeys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree
Speak
with
for
that.
yourself, bro.
You're not that evolved. Like, if there was ever a missing link candidate,
Right here.
you're the guy. Like,
Bro, you want to talk about Sasquatch again?
you want to talk about the
Yeah.
missing link? We found him.
Yeah, if it's not Craig, it's Tony.
I'm just saying,
But
we shit and drink it.
but everything you were talking about, that sounds like the Matrix, right?
In a sense, where do you think they
Okay.
got the idea from?
What's the likelihood that we are in something that we thought of, that somebody from our species thought of? Isn't it possible that we're a part of something that nobody has the to quote W imagification
to realize?
to like
So,
That's-
are what you really saying is that nothing matters and we should burn it down? Is that what you're saying?
What's your
Should we burn it
Neil
down?
deGrasse
Riots
Tyson
don't
quote
matter.
The world doesn't care about.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean-
No, the universe has no obligation to make sense to you.
as a candidate for the 2032 governor race for the
Mhm.
state of Ohio.
The governor
the governor race for the state of Ohio.
of the province of Northeast United States, because it might
for
be different. than-
District,
District
3.
12. Yeah.
I do not endorse violence of any kind. No,
I-
I'm just
I do.
saying like,
Against those
like-
who don't deserve it.
As
do
his
not murder people
as-
that don't deserve
Right,
it,
sorry.
of course,
as his
yes.
running mate, I do.
See, so this is good.
And
You
I
got people
can-
from both sides.
Both
of the
sides of
aisle.
the aisle.
I can be bought.
We believe in a holistic
Look,
view.
I'm not saying I'm corrupt. All I'm saying is that if
You pay me
There's
enough.
I were
zeros.
Ethan Hawke, Training Day would have never been a movie. That's all I'm saying.
I-
If you're telling me that
Yeah.
my job is
Is
to
to
kill
smoke the PCP.
kill drug dealers and take their money, I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah, I don't.
Is that wrong?
Wait,
Am I
hang on.
wrong?
What?
Am I
Okay,
wrong?
You just said what was wrong.
Well, that's what I understand.
Yeah, what was wrong? I don't get
Right,
it.
right.
I don't get it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't
Like, in
understand.
fact, if I was going to run on that, hey, listen, I got a great plan. We're going to start a task force. You're not going to pay for anything. In fact, all the money they make and all the equipment they need, they're going to get by killing drug dealers and using their money. That sounds like a winning platform.
see now you're
But now it's saying it's immoral. I don't
because you're not murdering, you're killing. If you
Well,
wanna
yeah,
pull
well,
hairs.
yeah,
You're
it's not
killing-
murder.
You're killing people that deserve it.
you don't have to kill them necessarily.
It's
No, you
it's,
just have to
Kill or capture.
It's efficient.
take
It's
it.
it's making the economy more efficient.
Right.
And
if
it
you can be one thing. Be efficient.
It'd be efficient.
There would never have been a movie. I'm just saying. I've thought
I'm
that since the
just
movie.
saying,
That,
it's a shame.
in my
that
opinion, that's one of the best movies ever made.
it's a shame that
I-
it had to die.
And it would never have been because
Yeah.
I'm taking the money.
Why would you not?
If I get to kill bad guys, I get to kill bad guys.
See, isn't that
No, it's-
retarded? Everybody
Right.
that tries to teach like morals, it's always like, oh, stand by this, stand by that, and you should have some sort of moral code. I'm not saying
Sure.
there are certain things you should never negotiate on, but
What about like airplanes and analogies?
if we can get to that later or next if you want.
Now I'm interested.
If
What-
there's enough zeros on that check, why not?
You're
What?
ridding the world of bad guys.
Who are you hurting? You're really hurting yourself by not.
Is there a good?
Taking
But
the
but
money,
real
your
estate
future
is there
children, your
even a
future
is there a
generations.
good or evil? I mean,
Always
realistically,
take the money. If we're in a simulation, then no.
I don't think there is. Period.
Are
Just
we
see
in a
where it lands.
simulation?
I don't think there's a good or evil. Do you?
Based off of what?
All right.
Here's why I say that before you go. Real fast. We live in a universe, supposedly. If it's not a simulation.
Allegedly.
on a round
I know.
round spherical object.
Right, or a flat one, whatever.
Go fuck yourself.
We
out
live,
after.
bro. Next time. So we live in a universe. I'm not saying anybody's right or anybody's wrong, but we live in a universe where there are extremes at every end of every spectrum, right?
Sure.
There's extreme hot, there's extreme cold, there's extreme density with black holes, and there's extreme nothingness, just space.
That's being contested, but sure, go ahead.
Didn't know about that.
Yeah.
But
Continue.
you know,
Yeah,
since
expand your
I don't read a lot,
thought.
Since I don't read a lot, is there? Why is it so hard to think that there's not also good and evil, which is extremes of the moral spectrum?
Here's why.
If we're not in a
Okay.
simulation,
If there's good and evil, okay?
Yeah.
I tend to think of good and evil as absolute, right? Would you agree that evil now is the same as evil 100 years ago, 200 years ago? Evil's evil, right? It's an absolute. Versus like morality, which is kind of ever changing. Would you agree with that?
yes,
Right?
yeah.
Okay. So follow me here. Would you say killing millions of people is evil? Hitler did it. Hitler's actually the number one source of people that call people evil is
I want
Hitler.
to go back to our.
What about-
running
Would you say
platform.
Hitler's
I wanna go
evil?
back to our running
Con.
platform.
You
Did
gonna
they deserve it?
Hit me with Hiroshima and
No.
Nagasaki here,
No,
yeah,
they
because
didn't deserve it.
no, because we're pro-Jew.
or cultural relative.
Okay.
We are very
Let's-
pro-Jew.
Pro
Mossad,
Hebrew.
pro-Jew.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, we love the Jews.
Okay, Hitler. Yeah, absolutely.
Evil.
He
Okay,
killed
killed
millions of
people.
people without.
Didn't God do that same thing with the flood? Ooh, shit. They deserved it, right? Those motherfuckers deserved it.
Bro, they were.
Because they were fucking each
immoral.
other
They
in the
had
ass
it
all the
coming.
time.
Sodomy.
So that's most of the world.
and-
Which, yeah, I
and
mean-
brothers sucking each other.
They deserved it, right? They deserved it.
The old
So-
Parsons brothers
That's
back at
why,
it again.
Tony.
That's
That's why
I get it now.
God.
Tony
Tony
doesn't want to
doesn't
drown.
want to drown in the flood.
See what I'm saying?
He's like, so
So,
keep
like-
your dick out of my ass.
Smart
If-
man.
Or mouth.
You're-
Or
you're-
mouth.
Relation free zone.
But now you're comparing what religion considers.
No, take religion out of it.
Okay.
So I just think good and evil should be absolute. What's evil now should be evil 100 years ago, 200 years ago. But the problem is that our morality as a society changes based on what's good for society. So because we are tribal, so what's good for the tribe now evolves. Would you consider a guy that sleeps with a girl or a girl that sleeps with a guy that's 10 years old evil? Say you. I don't want to say you personally, but
me.
but say you bang a 10-year-old. Evil,
That's
right?
gross.
That's fucking evil.
Because
Am I
it
right?
happens in plenty of countries that
There-
our
wait,
government
wait,
does
wait,
business
wait,
with.
wait.
He's
Wait,
like,
wait.
yeah, you're
See,
fucking beat me to the
There's,
point.
there's
That's-
no place for that
That's evil.
in our society.
Evil.
Okay.
Ohio, 1890. That was not only accepted but legal.
Well, what's
So morality as a society changes.
evolves?
Sure. So what is evil? It kind of seems like a slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
But evil you think is absolute. So I don't necessarily believe there's a good and evil, more so that there's a what's best for the species, which is also what's best for that particular society, and it evolves, and then we evolve the definitions, but it doesn't match up.
It's the perception of
Right.
morality,
Right.
And what
'Cause
should be
morality
good or what
changes.
should not.
I mean,
be
look at the
good.
Me Too movement. It's probably the fastest changing morality we've ever seen in recent times.
So let me ask
Yeah.
you this though:
He's
If you-
not
if
a
you-
creep,
hold on.
Dusty. He's just Italian.
If you live back in 1890
From
though,
the 1890s.
would you still felt that was evil? Would that have changed you? Like I feel like we're speaking in spheres of like what was acceptable here versus like your own kind of like underlying moral compass, I guess. So
Right. So you don't know.
yeah, but it's all built.
you don't know, but you do know, and that's why I'm saying, hey, if you existed in 1890, like you didn't, but now you're existing now. Like, would you have said, hey, that's still immoral? Like, I wouldn't stand by that.
I don't think you could speak on that, really.
Because
I
you
can't
wouldn't know.
Here's the thing is I remember as a kid watching the Bundy show. What was that?
Oh, is it? It's not All in the Family.
No.
No, Out with Al Bundy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. With
Yeah.
Bundy. Dude, watch it.
It's
You will go,
there's no way they can say
"Holy
that shit now.
Shit.
Same with like
How
the
is that-
bunkers. RG
But
bunkers.
yeah,
You'd
100%.
be like,
Like,
this
you
was
couldn't
the
put that on these
80s?
things.
So-
What are you
so we
talking about?
can- continuously
you watch
grade.
the movie Superbad,
Mhm.
which was what 10 years
Not-
ago.
Yeah, 10.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you
Oh,
couldn't
fantastic.
fucking.
Jonah
you
Hill?
can't. Yeah. You
Yeah.
chicks think you suck dick
And so that's
fucking pussy.
where I have a problem. I don't necessarily disagree with the Me Too movement. I just have a problem with like when you start going back, like we continuously change and evolve as a culture, and how far are you going to go back? Like, are you? We're not the same people.
So if I can try to summarize this, do you think it's it's unfair to place absolutes during the time frame you're living in and not referencing timelines as a whole?
Sure.
Is that kind of
Mhm.
like what you're saying? Because
Yeah,
you
God.
can't say
Basically, what you're saying is God doesn't exist, and that you should grade on a scale.
Well, if I can, I think I know what you're getting at. Is you can't judge. So like, there's been a lot of shit going on recently in the past year with like the founding fathers, people in the Confederacy, all that stuff.
right.
They're literally trying to take down statues of Abraham Lincoln and George Washington because they own slaves, this and that. But like you said, morality evolves with the times. Like, we obviously know now that black people are very much people. They're just like you and me. There are no differences between any of us. But at the time, that's how the world was. It's what it was. It's how our time had progressed. Like, to go back 200 years and be like, well, that guy was evil because of this and that. George Washington was evil because he owned slaves. It's like, well, like, how can you do that? Like, morality, if morality evolves as time progresses, how can you hold the people, a couple hundred years ago to the same standards that we're holding ourselves to
It's
today?
nonsense. It's
How
not.
can you
It's
do
nonsense.
that?
And notice they don't take away the things they did great. No one takes away the Panama Canal that was built by Chinese people on the backs of slave labor. No one takes away
Transcontinental.
the railroad.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so if you want to take it all back, let's take it all back. Let's get rid of the railroad. But they only want to pick and choose, and that's nonsense.
Well, and part of the problem with like your argument, not that I think it was a good depiction of like, okay, if good and evil is absolute, would you agree with, okay, somebody kills, 6 million Jews versus, okay, well, God killed.
Are you saying
people in
they
the
deserved
flood.
it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm just clarifying. I wasn't sure.
Absolutely
I wasn't
not.
sure where you were going to go.
Right, but going back to how we're running as governor and co-governor or vice governor, what's the word for that? How do you?
I don't know.
No,
What is
part
what
of
is the second
I just want an
lieutenant
island.
governor?
I
think it's
don't care.
lieutenant governor.
I just
Is that it?
I just want
Lou Gov?
I just want that island on Lake Erie. You do whatever you want.
Okay, the one with the Perry Monument.
Snake Island.
Okay, that's yours. All right. So, but the
Rattlesnake
problem with
Island.
your argument too is that people recognize like religion as something that actually happened. Like, and I'm not saying, look, if you believe in Christianity, Judaism, Muslim, whatever that is that
Islam?
Islam. They call it. I don't understand it. How
That
do you-
one.
I don't understand that.
It's only the
hey,
biggest.
we're Islam, but we're Muslims. Okay,
Clearly
That's
around
fine.
the world.
that's fine. They picked it. That's fine. They picked it. Like, you're not picking something that everybody recognizes as fact. So that's kind of the problem
Most
with the
people.
whole right. That's the problem with that whole argument is like, okay, well, God killed, millions or billions of people in the flood. It's like, well, that's not fact. Hitler killing millions of Jews is fact. It's been documented. So that's
it's
kind of like the gap.
Lieutenant governor.
Is it
Verified.
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant governor is the highest officer of state after the governor.
Okay,
Is
and-
that who owns the islands?
And the,
Yeah. The rattlesnake island.
and,
Rattlesnake Island.
The Jews in World War II did not deserve it. I just want to be
Yeah,
clear.
just
And
clarify
also,
all those things.
bro, you want to know something else? So I watched Band of Brothers recently. This is crazy. This is something nobody else ever talks about. So Hitler killed,
I'm ready for
was it 6 million Jews, roughly? That's what they think. Did you know he also killed 5 million people that were, what's the word for it? Like blacks and Hispanics and stuff like that?
Minorities.
Minorities.
I mean, well, they're minorities here now.
Right. No.
But
But
yeah.
he did it in Europe. He literally rounded up minorities
Oh yeah,
and killed another 5 million.
yeah.
Did
Well,
you learn
know-
about that in school?
I mean, I've heard of that. Yeah. I mean, well, you know, like,
Well,
did you
we
learn
learned a
about it
lot.
in
We
school?
learned a lot
No,
in
not
school.
in
We
school.
don't remember.
Yeah.
Let's be
That's
honest.
true.
and as
That's
you say,
true.
I read books. So,
Okay. Yeah.
but yeah, at the
watch
same
TV.
time, like, there's a lot of, like, you look at Mao or Stalin, all these people throughout times, like, or Tony's brought up, you know, Genghis Khan, you know, just because Hitler's brought up because that's the most recent, you know, shit fucked face person that we understand because it's the most recent that happened. But there's been people throughout time that,
Right.
and as soon as someone comes along that does something fucked up, then like that person kind of gets, the person before them gets kind of forgotten. And then it's like that ex-girlfriend. You're like, oh, man, that relationship was so good. I should probably get back with her because you ran into somebody that was more fucked up, or at least timeline wise was fucked up. And then you forget about all the shitty things they did.
I move forward.
Yeah. And you forget. Yeah.
Is
Well,
it
but, like,
time for the
there's-
plane? Are
I
we boarding the
think-
plane?
Yeah.
yet?
You don't go back unless it's you.
Because planes don't
You
fly
always
backwards.
go- Yeah.
I think well, Hitler was even quoted as he followed like a mass extinction event for another society that he kind of blueprinted it based on someone else killing a whole bunch of people that isn't even discussed anymore. So it's like he didn't create that. That was like a precedented thing.
Right.
He's just most recent. But mass extinctions have been happening for years. I mean,
yeah.
centuries.
Even accidentally. You look at what happened in Russia with Stalin and all those people, and like Mao and everything, like throughout the world, there's been these instances where thousands and millions of people die, whether it's because they were killed or because they were put in the gas chamber or because, hey, we just fucked this whole government thing up and we don't have any food
We
for
don't
you.
know food,
Well,
right?
that was-
So
that
like
was
you have to
Russia.
like eat everybody, like eat your kids, because that's what it's going to be. Like that should happen.
Well,
Russia
Like-
wasn't an accident though. Not necessarily.
But it's not necessarily like Hitler intentionally
Yeah.
killed, like that was his goal, was to kill people. And where a lot of these other circumstances where they didn't necessarily set out to exterminate people,
I agree with that.
you know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
just, that was the,
But that's one of those things where you got to be like, be careful. Stop participating in the oppression Olympics. What Russia is, because first, so the Soviet Union started out with rich people are evil, right? Take all their money away.
that's Marxism and communism 101, right?
Then what did they do? Farmers were next.
Right, because anybody that has any type of,
Farmers.
I'm not.
You have
I don't-
more land than me.
I
we
know he
gotta
said.
take that.
I know he said, "Fuck the
Farmers that
Paralympics," but
don't-
I don't think that's what he said. I don't think that's what he said.
As governor for the 2032 race, I just want to say I think all athletes are equal and beautiful.
it came across.
And every Olympic Games that happen.
It came across. I thought he said, "Fuck the Paralympics."
No, I don't think that's what he said.
Oh, I misheard.
No, but that's what happened.
I thought
in
that's what
Russia
you
is
said
they
earlier.
started with the rich. and
Champ
then they
was
went-
trying to say something really solid
I was
here. He
really,
just-
I was on something, and then I'm
All right,
gonna have to
I'll
talk to
say
my
it.
lieutenant
Fuck that.
governor. Yeah,
Fuck the Paralympics. Jesus Christ. Dude, I watched that the other day. What a joke. No, for real. Like, no.
I get what you're trying to say.
You,
No, I'm gonna
you
stand
better
by my
clarify
lieutenant
it
governor
real
on this.
fast.
Real
I'm going to
fast.
stand by
Yeah.
my lieutenant.
No, bring it
governor.
up.
I agree with
2032
whatever you're
lieutenant
about to say.
governor.
All right,
I
all right,
agree.
all right. Okay, so there's the Olympics. There's the Special Olympics. I'm not taking it either of those away. There's a Paralympics, which is in between. Do you understand what the difference is?
Yeah, I think so.
Explain.
I mean, okay, so I'm gonna guess. Just, and you can, because I feel like you know.
I just watched it. It
So
was
you know.
awful.
Okay, so you know.
Continue.
I
It
would
was
say,
awful.
I hope you would know with a statement like that.
It was awful.
So
It was
you're
awful.
not a fan of the Paralympics.
No, it was awful. We should stop that. We should stop most of them, but continue.
I mean, it's all you, man.
Hey, look,
you got.
I get the Special Olympics, 100%. I get the Olympics to an extent. Paralympics. It's like, dude, these people are, you can't tell there's anything wrong with them. They're like, for example, I watched an event that was swimming, but they're deaf.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, they're swimming,
Oh, I didn't know that was part of.
but they're deaf.
I don't think you need echolocation for swimming. I think you're good.
That's my
See,
point.
So I didn't realize
Yeah.
Is so there's Special Olympics, which are like significantly handicapped people, and I 100% I applaud it. I love it.
I would
There's
agree.
regular Olympics,
Absolutely.
which are the best of the best of the best. There's Paralympics, which are, I had to look it up because I was confused what I was seeing because these people look like Olympians. They're in way better shape than me. They're everything. They can see. They can't hear good, but they're swimming. So they put these people in boxes based on their medical condition, and they rank them up against other people that are like significantly handicapped based on the same like level of handicappedness to them. It's
But
the
it
most
doesn't necessarily
Is that-
correlate to the event
their event
doing.
they're doing.
Okay,
It's-
so if
it's
that's
the
the
most
case,
bastardized thing I've
Yeah.
ever
so
seen.
if that's the case,
Mhm.
if that is the specific case,
It is
I'm with
according to
you.
the internet,
Fuck that. Then I'm with you.
based on
We're
my
gonna
10-minute
Google
is that reality?
based on my 10-second Google
Wait,
search.
is the Paralympics not like people who are like? I thought there was
You're
like
talking about
people who,
Special
like,
Olympics.
who
You're
are,
talking
like-
about Special
no,
Olympics.
No. I thought the Paralympics was like people who may or may not be like missing appendages and stuff
It-
like
it
that. Is
can-
that part
So
of it?
it
there
can
are
be.
10
It's-
eligible impairments.
10. That's it.
So you have to have an impairment.
There's impaired muscle
I feel like I
power,
qualify for at least 3 of those.
impaired passive range of motion, limb deficiency, leg length difference, short stature, muscle tension, uncoordinated movement, involuntary movements, vision impairment, intellectual impairment. Classification systems differ by sport and are developed by the International Federation governing the sports.
Is Fauci ahead of that?
Dude, it's
'Cause I feel like
nonsense.
fuckery.
Bro, I just
Listen,
checked 8 of those 10 boxes.
unpopular opinion number 3.
because you
Paralympics,
you absolutely
nonsense.
What was 1 and 2?
nonsense.
No.
Listen,
Okay, yeah.
listen.
Anyways,
I'm
move forward.
I'm
So-
telling you.
Always.
So
So-
basically, it's people that should be in the Olympics because they're fucking way more fit.
Yeah.
But they can't hear or whatever, and they're swimming. It's
They just
nonsense.
So what you're telling me is that
It's nonsense.
they
Number 3.
identify as being
It's
special.
just Special Olympics.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I-
Caitlyn Jenner.
as
Caitlyn
a
Jenner would fuck up
sensitive governor
all
in
of the.
2032 with my lieutenant governor, Dustin Parsons.
I stand behind that. It's a fucking
Stop murdering people
joke.
that don't deserve it.
agree. Agree.
Agreed.
Only kill
Agreed.
people that do deserve
Dude,
it.
I got to go back to the absolute evil, man. Kind of
Okay.
what you were saying.
Yeah.
So I was sitting here thinking, and I'm like, going back to the immutables of like, you know, what's truly evil. And you were like, well, the 1890s, like it was acceptable to, you know, sleep with a 10-year-old or whatever. How do we know that there wasn't like a governing populace that like accepted that and that most people didn't? It's just that they didn't have a voice. And there's certain things going on right now that are very similar to that. Or if people in the future said, hey, this was acceptable then, it must have been okay. Like, we must have accepted that as a society as a whole. And we're like, yeah, that actually wasn't the case. We just didn't have a voice, or we couldn't elect someone that kind of stood up for what we truly believed in.
Yeah, and I thought about that too. So, if you look at all of the, I would say most popular, if that's a word, serial killers, Dahmer, Son of Sam,
DC, yeah.
all of them,
Gacy.
they all came from extremely traumatic childhoods. So where does them being a victim stop, and where them being an evil murderer start? So isn't most of these people that are extreme evil, aren't they like byproducts of like extremely traumatic past, and they're actually victims? So like and couldn't that be argued for most crimes, right? So like as a society, where do we define where you say, hey, you're a victim, stop, and where you're a mass murderer, start? And I think there's no answer, right? Because that's a sliding scale. You look at like veteran suicides and stuff like that. Like, are they're victims, but they are also committing crimes.
Yeah.
And so like there's like a scale there. And so like to call someone evil would indicate that they're like just born evil.
You don't think they can exist in dualities, like in both dualities, if you will? That like, there was an influence here, but it doesn't negate the fact that, like, regardless of prior past, that's still evil.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could argue that regardless of how bad your childhood is, you could overcome that. But I mean, I would think statistically that that's not the case. That if you are in some extent a byproduct of your circumstance.
So to tie into both of those, where is it where maybe it's the recollection of what you're doing is wrong and doing it regardless, or not knowing that it's wrong? Where as far as the evil comes in, because I feel like if you were to define something as evil, in my own thoughts is because somebody realizes it's wrong and does it anyways and gets pleasure out of it or whatever, versus someone that's not mentally capable of understanding that this is wrong.
I don't know that I think that heinous acts of a sociopath still don't classify it as evil, like irregardless of whether they acknowledge it or not as evil.
Well, what about not being acknowledged? What if they were never educated? Like Yamin Park, she didn't even know the word love existed because no one taught it to her. That wasn't something in their language. So if you are brought up in a place that doesn't shed light on what good or evil or the proper way to conduct yourself in a society, and you're just doing what you saw everybody else do, you don't necessarily know that what you're doing is evil. Like, do you have a conscience that, like...
Right. Well, I mean,
says,
look at the Taliban. They've grown up. It's statistically proven if you are abused as a child, you will continue that abuse as an adult. Period.
True.
So if you're coming from a systemic history of abuse, like, where do you draw the line between victim and abuser? Like, it's just one repeating cycle after another. So what's evil? Is it the victim? Is it the same victim that's now the abuser? Like, where? And that's where I think evil is it's a word that I don't think it applies. It's just a perpetuation of a cycle.
Well, like Cassie said, she said if you grow up in a place where you don't know, I mean, what? I mean, I don't know. Like, what is this place where you wouldn't know? Like,
Well, you may know based on other society standards, but
if you're not familiar with those,
if it's a standards. Like, how many societies on the planet is a system of abuse?
Most,
and then becoming
most.
Yeah, there's a shit.
Yeah, most. I would agree with that.
So let's go with our society.
Most of Africa has sex with minors. Most of the Middle East has sex with minors.
Okay. I don't condone.
You
that
probably
at all.
have.
Hey,
Hang on. No, I think with your significant other is what I was going to say.
I do not condone that at all. But I'm saying, like, we're calling them minors based off our.
Yeah, I think
exactly.
So. I think we could use a different. Maybe we could use a different example than minors.
Right.
So you look at. The Afghanistan thing happened. The Taliban has obviously taken back.
Biden did a great job.
Biden did a great job.
Right.
He took
slow clap.
That's
slow
our
something.
banner for 2032.
But
Biden
so
Biden
when you look at,
super good job.
I think a great perspective, particularly us in the United States, where we have more freedoms than anybody else. Period. Just I don't know any other country that you could check more freedom boxes than here. I don't. Like there's countries that have more freedom in certain areas, but not a broad swath.
Sure. Across the board.
Across the board. So you look at countries in the Middle East and in Southwestern Asia or in Eastern Asia or Russia, all these places, there are things missing from our broad swath of freedoms. So we look at, I think the first step is to understand how much freedom we have in the United States, and then start to slowly look at other places. Because like you look at, I think like if you were kind of to equate freedoms in other places, I think most people go like, all right, well, Europe has fairly close freedoms that we do, and Australia until the last year or so.
Recently.
But that's a perfect example. Is Australia? It was a great place. You had freedoms to do what you want. You could say what you want. You could criticize the government. No big deal. But they didn't have guns. They gave up their guns a little while ago.
94.
Right. So they gave up the guns a little while ago. And now you can't criticize the government. You can't even go outside within a mask. Whatever they want you to do, you can't do that without being fucking choke slammed on the ground as a 130-pound woman by multiple cops. But even the cops don't even have guns. So it's a weird thing that we don't understand here. And in the UK, the same thing. In France, Germany, like it's so different. And those are the places that are the most similar to us. And then you look at Africa and, Southwest Asia and China, like we talked about Jason Scheftel, that gives us a completely different picture of what is going on. It's funny. Not funny, not at all. But I saw a post today, speaking of Jason Scheftel in China, that they have enough empty residential buildings to house all of like Australia, like the UK, France, because they
futuristic building.
Yeah, like so they just
because they're efficient and we can appreciate that.
If you can be one
and you know what they have?
They
have discipline. If the Chinese have one thing, they have discipline.
And discipline equals
except
freedom. And so Jocko loves China.
In China.
Right. So you just understand that, like, I think the first step is just realizing that the rest of the world is nothing like us. And we are like nothing of the rest of the world.
Culture is a huge factor in going back to being abused and turning into an abuser.
Right, so you have to understand where the people are coming from to understand where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
But then
it all ties in together.
If that's the case,
I mean, that's cultural relativism,
right? If you're talking about cultural relativism, where
Dusty was like, right? "God damn, he just repeated that properly."
Nice.
He's like, "Yeah."
I normally don't.
Let's just throw out all kinds of words we don't know about.
Welcome to my world,
Champ and Old Son 2032. We'll be on the docket for the great state of
Welcome
Ohio,
to
Buckeye State. So, I don't know. If that's part of it, where... I mean, where's the line? If cultural relativism is part of it, I don't know. Like, how do you distinguish between, okay, this is evil,
you don't.
Isn't evil?
There's no such thing.
Like, where...
That's my point.
Do you,
that's
where
my point.
Do you stop?
That's my
where
point.
Do you stop it?
That's my point.
Exactly.
There
is no line.
There is no line. There's what's best for the species.
Yeah.
I do believe, again, coming from an environmental standpoint, we're nothing but tribes, and so you fall into line with what your tribe is, and you try your best because the tribe is your livelihood, and so we evolve as a tribe, and so what's best for the tribe, the morality of the tribe changes, but to have good and evil, it should be pretty well linear, and it's not. The morality changes based on the times, and so if we're all just monkeys, the morality is an ebb and flow based on what's best. I mean, let's bring up some unpopular shit here since we have an all podcast.
Unpopular opinion number 4.
I'm surprised we got that far.
4.
Like unconsensual sex is a bad thing, right? Evil. But in our species and every other species in the world,
that happens.
It's the majority. It's happens significantly more than consensual. So if you're going to call that evil, then are animals evil? You know what I mean? It's real weird.
That's
you have to understand the words you're using And it gets real fuzzy when you really break down all of the actual definitions and how we understanding these words. Because to that point, exactly, like, have you ever seen how ducks mate? No, you probably
ducks
shouldn't.
are filthy creatures. They should be exterminated in a gas chamber.
Cassie,
No,
find this video.
ducks-
Along with
mating.
geese,
I wanna see that.
Canadian geese,
Oh,
Canadian
it has to
geese
be
need to
or is it
go.
Canada geese?
If you don't like Canada geese,
If you don't like it.
Canadian.
Canada geese.
I've never ate a Canada geese, but you know how I know they taste like shit?
Cana-
Because there's so many of them.
Canadian.
If the homeless found out that Canada geese were delicious, problem solved.
if you got a problem with Canada geese, you got a problem with me. Let that marinate.
2032, folks.
We're gonna fix a lot of problems.
2032.
Canada geeses,
You gotta wait.
the
for
homies,
We are fixing them all right now.
it in 2032.
dude. Are you aware of the cat population in Worcester right now?
Hang on.
Dude.
I got ducks mating, male
Oh.
versus female underwater, bites back ahead.
Oh, no.
Jesus.
That's-
Allegedly.
No,
Look, is this
Allegedly,
is
this is a
hate-
video. What are you talking about?
Is this a hate
Allegedly.
crime we're about to watch?
I mean, that's a mallard. I don't know
This-
why.
no, you don't need. We don't need any sound on this. No, because
well, look, okay,
I
we're
mean,
assuming
I mean-
assuming that that's not consensual, but I can't say
this.
for
No,
sure.
this is tame. This is tame
I mean,
because there's.
maybe
How
she
can you
was
say?
asking
How
for
can
it.
you say
because
that?
I've seen videos that are.
Are you
typical.
saying that
Jesus, bro,
tame
how much
ducks?
duck fucking you watching?
Yeah,
I'm
and,
not.
and are you saying that tame ducks fuck more than wild ducks?
I have no idea about the different set, but
Are,
There
are you
is-
saying because there's biting or hair pulling that it's not consensual? Because in
no, because that's
that
that's
case,
frequent.
I'm
That's
need
fairly
to talk to somebody.
no. So
2032.
So this video, but ducks. So here's a fun fact for you. Fun fact:
Please.
the female duck has multiple channels into her actual reproductive system. Yeah, because when ducks will, is it capitulate? Is that the right word I'm looking for, Tony? No.
Perform Congress.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
ducks
So they
can't
will.
have anal.
They
is what
will.
I'm
They will.
saying.
They will consistently rape
Mhm.
the female ducks.
So they want the most heritable sperm. So they're like, let
And-
me shut this channel down.
Yeah,
Oh, you're big and beefy. We're taking
the
it.
female duck will choose internally which duck she will allow its sperm to pass through, because there's video, there's plenty of videos out there where there's 30 male ducks just
Getting it.
getting it, and it's not because they're making a bunch of money on fucking Pornhub.
It's
Well,
that's how
It is co-populate.
well, we don't believe that
Co-population?
ducks
Co-pop-
have a gender.
Oh, I say capitulate.
we
which is
refer
probably
to all
different.
ducks
That's fine.
as-
either way. Tony says.
that's an oversight on our part, right?
Yeah, we don't necessarily identify ducks with gender,
Right.
regardless of their head structure, color,
Or if they have a penis.
configuration, who's on top. We
They
don't
have a
identify.
penis.
We don't recognize any of that.
Or who's the center of the bukkake?
Yes, we just prefer our ducks to just be ducks. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Oh,
Right.
if she's choosing,
A duck is a
then
duck.
It's a duck.
That's what we
bukkake,
say.
If it
plain
looks
and
like a duck,
simple.
Who,
Yeah.
no matter who's on top.
And if it
quacks
looks
like a
like
duck.
If it quacks like a duck, it's a duck.
especially if it says I'm a duck.
Walks like a duck, duck.
Did you find something funny? Weird? Oh,
Mm.
you're good.
Duck.
Unless it's black duck.
It's so quiet.
Jesus
I got no
Christ.
comms. I lost comms.
2034.
I got no plug in my headset. I don't know what happened.
We're backing it up to 2034.
34, not 32
We're
anymore.
going 2034 now.
I got no comms.
We gotta get past the duck part.
They're editing me.
Yeah. Well, you're too powerful. They can't
Mm.
let the FBI hear.
I think we covered it all. Did we miss anything? Mike,
Yeah,
check.
we did.
Can
We
you hear
did. We did. We missed one thing.
Oh.
I heard something about a plane.
Oh Jesus! Can
Cut-
you guys talk for like 3 minutes while I go take a piss?
Can-
I'll
can-
cover it happily as soon as
Because
I
of
come
Bin Laden.
Yeah.
It must be this good.
back. I will cover the plane thing as soon as I come back.
Okay, let's. Okay,
But
Yeah.
I gotta go right now.
okay, do it.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
While
Yeah.
he's gone,
Okay, yeah. Now I'm really excited.
Before I forget, I'll cover all these events we got coming up. When's this thing broadcast? Or is it not? We're just gonna delete it.
No, for sure.
I'm okay with deleting it. If you want to delete it,
No,
I get it. It. We'll take it off.
No, it'll be.
It'll be a secret along with that guy's diary. I get it.
No, it'll be next week. Because I think I'm gonna put something on this week.
I
could put it on. I could put it on like basically Monday, but I think I'm gonna put it on next Monday.
Okay, so not the second. Andy's event's gonna be over.
Correct. It'll be the week. The other week. It'll be right after Andy's event. After we do something really good for the community and everything else, this will come out.
Build up rapport. I get that. Save Tony's job. No.
Yeah.
October 22nd, the 24-hour Cloverleaf is the next club event we have.
Oh yeah.
So it's gonna be fun, sporty. It's a 24-hour event. So basically, the way it works is every 4 hours, we're going to do a hero wad followed by a ruck for 24 hours. So 6 hero wads, 6 rucks. It's going to start Friday afternoon-ish and run through Saturday afternoon. You don't have to do all of them. You can come and pick 1, 2, 5, whatever you want. None of them are going to be as bad as like Murph. I'm kind of looking at them right now, but like the first one is going to be like, so 69 push-up buy-in, and then 10 rounds of 10 lunges, 10 overhead press, and then 1 lap with a sandbag and ruck, some other stuff. So it's going to be like 6 of those.
Some medium wads.
Yeah, they're gonna average wads. So basically, the intent is that you get 2 to 3 hours in a wad, have a little recovery time, eat some food, get ready for the next one. So that's on October 22nd.
That sounds awesome and terrible at the same time.
Where is that at?
It's probably gonna be my house, realistically, because I have a pavilion. I'll have a grill going.
You have to sign up. Where can people inquire on that? To
Wayne County Ruck Club. I think it's Facebook at Wayne County Ruck Club.
And Instagram? You have Instagram too?
We have an Instagram, right, champ?
Yeah.
I run the Instagram not very well, but I do have.
There is one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well,
It
people
is
are
from
interested.
your future governor, 2036.
and then
Pushing it back
Champ
now.
Olson. Yeah, this is.
look at the Facebook one.
We got to bury
Yes.
this. Yeah.
And then I think the next one after that is the Chad 1000X. We talked about it on Veterans Day at Durney at Strength and Fitness.
Oh, so are you're holding it like it's an event at Durney?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
think it's like 7 p.m. I'll push to the details later, but it's a really good event. It talks about veteran suicide. The whole point is to promote not promote veteran suicide, but promote veteran suicide awareness.
Right.
It's simple. You don't have to train for it. It's step ups. So do it on a box. You can do it with your body weight. You can do it with a rucksack. You can do it with a heavy rucksack. But the whole point is just to kind of get it out there that veteran suicide is an issue, and we want to promote it and talk about it and figure out what's going on with it.
Right. Well, it's much like the event we've talked about with Andy Polton. That's been on the show. Him and Andrew Durniat talked about it that they're doing this weekend. For the C4 Foundation, which is a benefit for Navy SEAL families that trying to support them, and obviously all of the. I mean, to put it simply, the fucked up things that they do and go through, and really speaking from not necessarily experience, but secondary experience, because of almost all my family, in-laws, and directly has been, has some military ties. You just realize that it can really wreak some havoc. So it's important to support the people that are doing the right things for the right reasons, regardless of the politics. If whatever you believe in the politics behind it, these are people that are trying to do the right things for the right reasons. So it's humbling, to say the least. We'll put those things out there.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I just don't think people have I think people have a skewed grasp of what veteran suicide is about and what it's not about, and I think talking about it kind of helps. It brings awareness to it. So if we can discuss it and shed some light on it and shed some understanding of what it is and what it isn't, I think it would help.
Absolutely. For sure.
Any closing comments for 2032 champ?
2038.
Got extended to the next
Wait,
election.
before we end, for either one of you or both of you, what's your favorite book, Dustin?
Ooh, favorite book?
Yeah. Or that you would recommend?
Ooh.
So if you're like, fuck it.
Okay.
Pretend like I need to read.
I'm gonna give you two. Favorite book is my personal favorite, White Fang, Jack London, early 1900s. Favorite quote: "Oppress the weak, obey the strong." Favorite book I would recommend is shit. I just read it. What's that one all about rucking? I just read it. And I actually gave it away. Yeah, The Comfort Crisis by Michael Easter. Sorry, it took me a minute. Awesome book. Examines like human physiology. What's the word I'm looking for, Tony?
Yeah,
You're a doctor.
word guy.
Human
Physiologic.
physiology.
He was sleeping.
Physiology.
Something like that. It basically it takes how we've evolved, our ancestral DNA and how we've survived throughout the hundreds of thousands of years, and how we can continue to use those ancestral methods to improve our physical health and our mental health. Really good book. You don't have to ruck to read it. It outlines a hunting trip he went on, a kind of like a spiritual, physical journey he went on, call it metaphysical. Definitely details the rucking world, why you should ruck, everything about rucking. Join our team. That's all. Austin's never read a book.
No.
Or
No.
podcast.
So shocking. I haven't read a lot of books. I'm 44. Champ, an old son. No, but I look. One of the best books I've ever read was Flags of Our Fathers.
The Bible.
Yeah, well, no, Flags of Our Fathers. I loved it. Read it senior year of high school. I was forced to, but towards the end of the book, I found out I was reading it more because I wanted to versus I had to. And my favorite quote, not from that book, and I don't know who said it. I really hope it's one of the founding fathers, but it is: "Those who sacrifice freedom for safety deserve neither."
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Epstein
We're
didn't
out.
kill himself. Yeah. And if you guys want to hear the story about the plane, I'm happy to indulge.
Yeah. Next time.
Stay tuned.